So, Danny, I've heard from the forefront word in all of anime short form, RDC World, on his prolific podcast that he does like once every legitimately 4 months, that I've emailed to get on like 6 times, and I've never got an email back.
I don't know who this is.
RDC
which
World,
makes it even more sad.
He's a guy who does short form.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Kids love him.
Okay.
Anyways, he does a podcast with like a bunch of his other like nerdy friends. Do you know WonderCon? You ever heard of WonderCon?
Yeah.
He's the guy who runs WonderCon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he like had Tony Stavauchi, or however the fuck you say his name.
Where's yours?
I finished it.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, I'm a big boy. I put smoothies down. Somebody look at me.
One suck. Like a Looney Tunes and a cigar.
That's me. I've always wanted to finish a cigarette in one puff. Cause I've seen it so many times. Every time I try it, I'm just like, no, I'm buzzed. No, I'm buzzed. I don't feel so good. Anyways, RDC World had Tony Stavadauchi, who I've met multiple times. I don't know how to say his last name.
Tony Stavadussi.
Yeah, there we go. Bingo. On his podcast, and I finally now understand how people feel about us when they only consume our podcast through short form. Because, like, it's kind of like, as a content creator, what you'll realize, anytime you watch a video and you're like, oh, that probably didn't happen, you're like, oh, yeah, it's very easy to fake. Most content is faked, right? And so, like, once you start making, like, short-form content, IRL content, we're like, oh, we're producing all of this. Like, all content is fake. Like, if you're ever enraged by something, understand there's a 99% chance it's not real. Anyways, another aspect to being a content creator that I've now begun to understand is like, when you get to a certain point, you're not in charge of the clips you make anymore. Like you hire somebody to like clip your stuff out for you, put it out, post it, all that, and you see, like, I'll wake up at 10 a.m. every morning. And I was like, oh, I'm tagged in a post. And it's like me being edited down to be like, oh, I don't know. Maybe we should kill minorities. And I'm like, that's not what I said at all.
I just said Yu-Gi-Oh was fun.
I said Naruto's a cool character, but not my favorite.
Yeah.
And so you're like, I saw this clip come from that podcast, and it's Tony basically being like, he's like, oh, I think like anime is now just about the fights. Like, he's like, there's no story anymore. Anime's just, they're talking about soul leveling. They're like, oh, anime's only about the fights anymore. There's no story in any of that. And RDC World's basically like, yeah, it's a TikTok brain. Like, nobody wants to pay attention to stories and all of that. And everyone was like, hey guys, Freyrin and Apothecary Diaries are both up for Anime of the Year.
Yeah.
Both of which are like the most story-driven anime we've gotten in years.
Delicious in Dungeon, too.
Delicious in Dungeon. And I was like, for the first time, I was like, I like felt like a visceral rage in my chest because I was like, you guys are only watching Soul Leveling. Of course, you don't think there's story. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, gonna type something mean, and I was like, hold up, I haven't watched a podcast episode. Yeah. I was like, I'm about to fall into the trap like that.
Good on you.
I was like, I haven't watched a podcast episode. I'm just gonna leave this well alone.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy, did I understand the visceral rage that happens when our editors are like, here we go.
Yeah, no. Instead, you sent it to me, and you were like, please tell me we've never had a take this bad. And I was like, brother, most subreddits hate us.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. So yeah, fully formed frontal cortex. Help me out there, I guess. But yeah, so apparently the RDC World podcast thinks anime is only fights nowadays.
It's like, well, what's interesting is like your point in saying that we should check out the full episode, or at least like see what they've seen, because from the perspective of just chasing the hottest thing, I can see how you would think that. Like, Freyrin's huge, obviously.
Yeah.
But
it's not
solo leveling.
Yeah.
It's not JJK. And, like, if you take what, like, the biggest mainstream anime have been to non-anime watchers, it's all anime that even we would be like, yeah, we're kind of just watching it for the fights. Like, Solo Leveling, JJK.
But hasn't it always been that way?
Well...
Think about it. All right, think about from like it's
always been, the most popular ones have always been the fighty ones, right? For sure.
From like 1995 until now, I would argue that the most popular anime at any individual moment has always been mostly about fighting. Like, I get it. Like, people are gonna be like, okay, so like from like 95 to 2000, Dragon Ball, right? Dragon Ball has a story, but the story is just new alien, different color, new form, be alien. Early 2000s, I would say it's Naruto. It's One Piece. And those are obviously in great story-driven shows, but at the same time, like the fights are absolutely a reason a lot of like younger kids were drawn to it. Then we have Bleach, also like very story-driven, but I'm not going to sit here and say that the big three are any more story-driven than JJK.
Yeah, I guess I couldn't argue that either.
Right? Like JJK is as story-driven as any of the big three. Like, yes, like the fights are dope, but also like the characters are built out. And like, oh, sure, if there's like not a big fight, it's going to be a more boring episode. But like, you could say the same thing about a Naruto episode, like a Naruto setup episode.
Yeah, I feel like nothing has really changed because like, even in the anime that I really love, like Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer, I find myself having to defend them against people who are like, oh, Demon Slayer's just fights and it's just carried by its animation. And I'm always like, no, but it's like the character building that they're doing within those fights.
Yeah.
And like, same with Chainsaw Man, where people are like, it's cool fights, but it's just a gooner anime. And it's like, yeah.
And
so
there
hasn't been a change. It's just that like, you have to find the story with it. Like the story's there in all of these anime. It's not like Naruto doesn't have like a deep, compelling story.
Yeah.
It's just that they are fighting through a lot of
There's
it.
100% like to any shonen anime, you like it's as complex really as you want to make it. Like it's like One Piece can just be a story about silly pirates going island to island, trying to like battle or like trying to like fix the world or something. But like even them trying to fix the world, you can miss that point.
Yeah.
Like it can just be like, oh, they're just going island to island having a little adventure. Like, or you can be like, oh, fucking, they are battling against a fascist, corrupt system that alters information, that suppresses like the free will, that erases islands and minorities and groups that don't agree with the governmental values off the face of the earth. And like Luffy, who is the re-embodiment of a god whose entire commitment to the humanities to free slaves.
Yeah.
And like you could go as deep into One Piece as you want, or you could be like, I like that they eat food at the end of a real.
Right, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like, so like,
I like that there's a big party and no one dies.
yeah, and I'm not going to say that like Soul Leveling is deep. Like Soul Leveling being the biggest anime on earth is an enigma.
That's what's tough about them using Solo Leveling as their like thesis is that I'm like, yeah, well that one's just fights.
I would say that Soul Leveling is the first of its kind outside of Dragon Ball. Because Dragon Ball is also just a power fantasy anime, if we're being real.
There's like, I've watched so many totally not Mark videos that I'm like, where he breaks down like the character stuff of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And there's like stuff, but I am inclined to be like, yeah, it's a lot of just the fights.
Yeah, if you had to be like, oh, okay, take the big three, I'd say take the most popular anime of the last.
Vegeta's where it gets the deepest, because Vegeta goes through like arcs and shit.
Yeah, that's fair. But I would say, I was trying to think of a character that goes through arcs in Soul Leveling, and there's just...
Do they?
No.
Yeah, it's tough.
No, there's no characters.
Well, but it's also, like you said, though, like, we don't even need to keep sticking on this point, because Frieren and Apothecary Diaries and Delicious in Dungeon are all huge this year, which shows that even, like, the wants of the people are still within, like, a variety of anime. You know what I mean?
I think the top 6 for this year was, like, Frieren, Apothecary Diaries, Delicious in Dungeon, Soul Leveling,
Dandadan.
Dandadan.
How many more do we need? One?
We need one more. Was it Kaiju number 8? I think it might be Kaiju number 8.
Do you feel like Kaiju number 8 just kind of slipped in there?
100%.
Yeah, as you rattle all those off, I'm like, one of these is not
like the
par.
other.
Yeah.
I would say if I had to rank the top 6 that were up there, because that was also it was the top 6 like new anime, because like all of the 6 was crazy. All 6 of the anime that were like up for best of the year.
It's all season 1.
Were all season 1s, which was sick. I was like, that's such a good indicator for like good anime to come.
Yeah.
If I had to rank them, I would go Frieren. Oh man. That's actually Frieren.
I was almost gonna immediately go Delicious, but I really like Dandadan.
Dandadan would be like 4 or 5 for me.
Really?
I would say. Do you want to rank them right now?
Let's rank them right now. If Dandadan had a harder ending, because Dandadan just stops, and that's kind of my biggest issue with it.
That's fair.
But if it had like,
it's only a problem when you look at it as just a season.
Yeah, exactly. When season 2 comes out, then it doesn't matter. But like, if it had like a banger season finale, I'd be like, oh man, like Donna, like how something ends really influences my opinion of it.
I think I'd go Frieren, Delicious in Dungeon, Soul Leveling, Dandadan, Apothecary,
Kaiju
number 8.
I feel like Don being under solo leveling is crazy.
I also kind of feel that way. The more I think about season 1 of Solo Leveling, the less I think about it positively. I don't think about it negatively. I just like when compared to the other ones that we're talking about.
I care about all of Don's characters. I don't give a shit about anyone solo leveling.
Fair point. And I think the only reason that I want Solo Leveling that high is like I did like a stream where I was like doing my votes. I was putting my votes in and all that. And everyone was like, it was like split between Freyrin and Soul Leveling. And I was like, it's crazy to me that everyone is so high on, because like Soul Leveling's a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed it. And this, I think, but like we're talking about season 1.
Yeah.
Season 2 was better.
Season 2 was way better.
Way better than season 1. So I was like, we're talking about season 1.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, we were voting while season 2 was coming out. So obviously people were like, oh, it should be Soul Leveling.
Yeah.
But still.
That happened with Attack on Titan. Remember, because
new episodes came out,
yeah,
and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, season 4."
And JJK actually, because people were voting on hidden inventory, not
You're right.
the other thing.
Anime
is weird and stupid.
Anime is weird and stupid, but also the awards mean literally nothing.
Yeah, true.
I also don't think like the Crunchyroll awards like even matter in America or in Japan.
Yeah, I don't think they matter to any of the creators. I don't think
it's like strictly an American. Like Crunchyroll's an American company.
Well, it's also not like. I've been into Blu-ray lately, as you know.
And steel boxes.
And steel boxes.
Yeah.
And as I've been getting...
Danny was sitting next to me. Where were we?
When?
We were doing something, and you were like, hey, look... Hey, now you see me too. Just got it steel box. Hey, big news on the steel box subreddit. Fucking MVP 2, most valuable primate 2 just got a steel box release. Yeah, only 300 schmeckles.
Forgot what it was, but yeah, that did happen. It was like last week, before the pod. But yeah, I'm on the subreddit now, so I get the tips. Oh no, it was when the Celtics was up against the Knicks and it was 100-100 with only 10 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and we fucking lost.
Yeah. I bet on the Knicks and I won, and you still didn't give me my 800 smackaroons.
The line kept changing. There was material changes.
Well, yeah, sorry, Dad, if you're watching this. I bet on the Knicks, which I was always taught never to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Bad team.
On the New York Knickerbockers.
On the New York Knickerbockers. Back to you, Nicholas.
That's me. I was told they were named after me growing up.
That's sad.
Yeah. Until I realized it was spelled wrong. I was like, what the fuck are we doing here?
No wonder you're so arrogant.
Yeah. That's fair.
Should we move on?
You didn't give me your ranking.
Oh, I guess I don't agree because I didn't finish Frieren, so I don't know why I'm so on the bandwagon with 100%. Frieren because I'm like,
you love a female written story.
Well, it really didn't change my life, and I really didn't even get as floored as everyone else. But I'm still like, when someone's like, Frieren's life changing, I don't argue, and it's not even out of fear, like with the Sonic movies.
Yeah, or the fucking God of War fandom,
or the God of War fandom. It's not even out of fear. I just respect it. I think it's just one of those things like Wicked, where I'm like, this just isn't
for you
entirely for me, or I just it didn't click.
That's so crazy to me.
I know, because I think episode 1 was too hot. I loved episode 1, and then there's a 4-episode slowdown where it's really boring, and then you get to Stark and the Dragon, and it picks up again.
They start animating the fuck out of clothes.
Yeah, they start animating the fuck out of it. She learns Jolta or whatever.
Oh, the demon killing
death spell.
Yeah,
she learns Avada Kedavra.
Yep, but only for demons. And
that's kind of cool. And then demons show up, and that's pretty good too. And then she tells someone to KYS.
Oh, yeah.
And that's cool.
That is great.
But I don't know, it never reaches the heights of that first episode for me, which is really dense and really good.
It gets back to it, but it definitely takes a little while. But that first episode is fucking nuts. So it's hard to rematch a 10.
I guess out of the things I've seen fully, I'd have to do Don, then Frieren, then solo leveling. What Don, Frieren, solo leveling.
Yeah. Delicious in Dungeon.
Oh, Delicious in Dungeon. Delicious in Dungeon is above Frieren.
Okay.
What a delight.
You have Apothecary Diaries last, don't you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I got the least deep into that one.
Yeah.
So Delicious in Dungeon just because it's a fucking delight and I'd rewatch it again and again.
Yeah.
Then Frieren, then Kaiju, then Apothecary Diaries. Yeah. Anyway.
Good shit. All right. So today, outside of whatever that what just was, we have a lot to talk about. We have obviously our average rundown here. Dan thinks it's the best week of the anime season.
Yeah.
And
I think you do too. You must.
I do. I'm going to go ahead and say I do, actually.
Yeah.
I'd say it was the high, outside of maybe the first week, this is probably the best week of the anime season. You were down on this week. You would literally were like, I texted you, tears running down my face. I said vigilante, or not vigilantes. I said windbreaker with the episode of the season. And you were like, that's good news. Probably not that hard, though, because the entire anime season's been a letdown.
Well, because it has.
You were umpy gumpy, dude.
Because of Fire Force.
Okay.
Fire Force has been pissing me off.
Mm-hmm.
Should we talk about Fire Force? Or should we just get into our game?
I thought we were going to do our game.
Let's do our game then.
So last week...
Don't get me revved up.
Okay, well, I was doing intros.
All right.
Don't yell at me.
Don't get me talking about the season of anime if I can't talk about it.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
So last week, me and Danny did a game created by the Batman, one of our incredible members, where we compared Star Wars to anime, a bunch of things in Star Wars, compared them to identical things in anime. And so the Batman decided, what? Are you just looking at them what they are now?
The first one's really funny.
Yeah, the first one is very funny. And so we are now actually for Mother's Day, because yesterday was Mother's Day, because today is Monday. You're watching this on Wednesday. We are going to be doing a Who Does It Better Disney versus Anime Mother's Day edition game. So I'm going to read out the rules here for both Danny and the adoring fans at home here. So it's the same game as last week. Below are a series of types of moms. You'll have to state if you believe Disney does it better or specified anime does it better. Admittedly, this is a bit longer than I had initially intended. So before, you can just pick your 10 favorites. The more comedic ones, I think, are towards the end. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Here's the issue with this.
Happy Mother's Day, Karen.
Happy Mother's Day, Karen.
I love you.
My mom. Here's the issue with this. Mm-hmm. I was pretty confident going into this. I've seen a lot of Disney movies.
Okay.
The first two already haven't seen.
I haven't seen.
Either haven't seen it or haven't seen it in decades.
I also haven't seen. I've seen the anime for both of these. I have not seen the Disney movies for either of these.
So first up, we got Who Does It Better? The dead mom, Koda's mom from Brother Bear, or Belle Marie from One Piece, Nami and Nojiko's mom. Can I get some chat participation here? Does anyone remember the dead mom and Brother Bear?
I'm going to tell you right now. Obviously, Belle Marie is Nami's backstory is absolutely fucking devastating.
Yeah.
Her mom's like an ex-Navy, like a member who's like defending her Orange Town kind of thing. Yeah. Just looking at Koda's mom hugging her now left behind child, this actually pulled at my heartstrings. I haven't seen Brother Bear. Just looking at this triggered a maternal instinct inside of me.
Are you gonna vote Brother Bear just from this image?
I do, low key, just based off the image, this looks sad as shit.
Brother Bear for sure. I think One Piece gets it by default. It's the bear. One Piece got this one. It's tied. Brother Bear is sad, but not for the mom. Brother Bear slaps. I forgot Brother Bear existed. The only thing I remember from Brother Bear is, tell everybody I'm on my way. New places and faces each day. So that hits.
Is that the one? Bare necessities.
No,
the simple
that's the Jungle Book.
God damn it. That was the one thing all right. I'm going to go with One Piece just on account of the fact that I don't know Brother Bear.
I guess I will too. This is a good, hard-hitting image, though.
Okay, so Who Does It Better? The times are tough, but we're trying our best, Mom. Eudora from The Princess and the Frog, or Gloria Martinez, Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Okay, once again, I saw The Princess and the Frog every other 6 minutes of The Princess and the Frog while I was hooking up with someone in college.
Huge for you. What a movie to put on. Yes. Hey, come over and I'll put on a Disney princess movie?
She was a Disney adult.
Hopefully not two adults.
It was my
college.
Well,
she was 45.
Yeah, so that was a background one. A lot of Disney movies were our background hookup movies.
Huge for you.
What was your worst background hookup movie? Because I got one that will beat yours, I bet.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't put a lot of movies on. I just got to fucking.
Whoa, silent fucking?
I put music on. I didn't really have a TV. I didn't have a TV in my room in college for a long time. If I wanted to watch TV, I had like a corner TV that was like a 32-inch monitor that I played video games on. I think I don't know.
I did laptop on the bed. That's how TV addled I am.
That's wild. I wasn't like a Netflix and chill guy.
Yeah.
Like I'd like bring a girl home from the bar and then we would just fuck.
Gotcha.
Like that I feel like I have a vague memory of putting Death Race on once.
Death Race is so good.
It's a great movie. I don't know if it's a movie you want to fuck to.
Dude, I got coffee with a girl, like unbelievably smart, like Cornell girl.
Uh-huh.
One of the smartest people I've ever met. We get coffee, it goes really well, and then she's like, "You want to like keep hanging out? You want to watch a movie or something?" I'm like, "Sure, yeah, come over to my dorm." Bring her over to my dorm. Like I said, first day I'm meeting her, first date, just toss on 300. Toss on 300 and we get to it.
I mean, that like, 300 turns me on. If I'm being real, it turns me on. Watching Gerard Butler's rippling abs, you kidding me?
I like every few months I think back on that and I'm like, whose decision? Please tell me it wasn't mine.
I cannot imagine a well-educated woman from Cornell was like, you know what? Actually, if I'm a lady, that movie does turn me on a little bit. It's just hot men run around in Speedos.
Yeah. But so anyway, I haven't seen The Princess and the Frog. And then also
Gloria Martinez gets fucking ghosted like 12 minutes into the story, dude.
she gets sunsetted. I can't believe this isn't a Miyazaki mom.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Just one of these.
They're not really struggling, though. Find me a Miyazaki family that's like actually struggling.
Yeah, I guess so. Everyone's pretty like chipper.
Everyone's like, that's a middle-class storyteller.
Who's the most like we're struggling but we're making it work, mom?
In the Miyazaki?
In any anime.
Oh, struggling but making it work.
So I feel like I do love that type of character. And I feel like I could pull one.
I feel like
out of my
Deku's
head.
mom is like a single mom who lives in an apartment.
She's like barely in it though.
Yeah, she's like barely in it. I feel like we'll find me an anime that is an overly involved mother. Oh, you know who maybe? Fucking Acro Silky from Dandadan. I feel like that's the answer.
That's so true.
I feel like it'd be Acro Silky from Dandadan.
All right, so our answer is Acro Silky from Dandadan.
Good shit. We did it.
Who does it better, the hot mom, Elastigirl, or your forger? Nick's gonna have some opinions on this.
Oh my goodness, do I have opinions on this? All right, this is really breaking down into, because here's the thing, yours not a MILF. She's not. Look, yours not a MILF. I think your might be like, how old does your look? 25, 26?
I don't. They're both like 30.
There's no way. How old?
To be fair, though, what does a 30-year-old even look like in anime? Everyone from
like a 12-year-old, like every other. Like
everyone
they all look
from
the same.
ages 12 to 35 in anime look the same.
Your forger is 27 years old. Your forger is younger than me. All right.
All right.
So that's not like I get that she is technically a mother.
Yes.
All right. But this is different categorizations. Elastigirl, that's a MILF.
Right.
That's a woman who she'll invite you over. She'll teach you things you haven't learned yet because she's got decades of experience, right? I mean, she's twisting it, she's spinning it.
Yeah, there's a correct answer here.
I'm talking myself into Elastigirl.
It's Elastigirl.
I think it's Elastigirl.
It's Elastigirl by virtue of she's elastic.
That's so incredibly
like
fair.
What?
That's so incredibly fair. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about just the sheer pliability of that body.
Dude, there's a scene in The Incredibles, and when I was a kid, Elastigirl.
Could you imagine spanking an elastic ass?
Yeah, I'll spank you right back.
Oh my God, yeah.
Go across the room and come
Holy shit,
back.
I'll live for that.
There's a scene in The Incredibles where Elastigirl is like caught between doors. Do you know what I mean? She's like stretching through some halls,
Yeah.
and these doors close on her. And as a kid, I was like 6, and I was like, hold on, what's going on here? I was like, steady on.
I think this is going to do something for me for the rest of my life. This might be a formative experience.
I like remember camping. We're in an RV, and I'm with my friend Kyle, and that's happening. And
close yourself in that door. Close yourself in that door.
I like turn to my buddy Kyle, and I'm like, how you feeling about this? It's doing anything about it for you?
Just unlocking something in here. All right, who does it better? The toxic mom, Mother Gothel, evil mom, Entangled, or Nagisa's mom, Assassination Classroom?
Listen, I know Mother Gothel, the worst name on earth, by the way.
Terrible.
locks her daughter in a room for 16 years in a tower. Y'all gotta watch Assassination Classroom.
Dude, Nagis's mom is fucked up. Nagis's mom's like, you're not a boy. Yeah, sorry. Hate to break it to you. You're have fun being a girl for the rest of your life.
For sure, Nagisa's mom also beats Nagisa, like physically. It's Nagisa's mom.
I'm gonna go with Nagisa's mom as well. And then I love
good.
Love is definitely the wrong word here, but like the entire Assassination Classroom being like, well, you got experience cross-dressing, right? Like,
that's what's crazy is that all of Nagisa's friends are like, hey, just lean into it, idiot.
You got years, but you're better at it than we are.
Yeah.
Love that for them.
This next one's really fun.
Who does it better? The dad who mommed so hard he's an unofficial mom, Marlin, dad and Nemo, or Kazuki, buddy daddies?
Kazuki's just so much more fun.
Kazuki is a great time.
Yeah.
He's fun. He's a chef.
Yeah.
He loves their daughter.
Yeah.
Marlin's barely around. Also, if I'm
not his fault.
Not his fault 100%. Marlin does try, lose his child, though.
Yeah.
Kazuki never loses his child.
That's the school system's fault.
Fair.
Nemo's on a field trip and then literally gets abducted.
Fair. He should have been taught to stay away from boat motors.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's his fault.
Well, he's troubled. He has no mom.
And he's got a little fin.
How old's Nemo, would you say? Because when I compared Miri.
What a pull.
To Anya.
Okay.
I was like, Miri's just like borderline brain dead, and that's why I hate her.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, Anya's 6 and Miri's 4.
It's big 2 years.
So huge 2 years. And also Anya's psychic and smart. And so Nemo has like the emotional intelligence of like a 12-year-old.
Well, he's also a fish. So he's also a fish, Danny. So I don't know.
He's what?
I don't know if comparing.
Well, but I'm saying that's a harder child to look after.
A fish?
It's like Nemo. Yeah, Nemo got kidnapped, and you're like, oh, Marlin should have taught him not to get kidnapped. But Nemo's a troubled teen.
Kazuki's literally an assassin. If anybody's getting abducted, it's his child.
I'm just saying, Miri's like, all Miri's doing is like in school coloring. Nemo's like learning real shit. So he's older.
So you want to go with Marlin? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
I'm just making content here.
You're just, okay, good. All right, I'm going with Kazuki.
Yeah, it's Kazuki.
Who does it better? The supportive AF mom, Lucille Robinson, the mom who adopts Lewis in Meet the Robinsons, or Inko Midoriya, Deku's mom? Have you seen this? have you seen this fucking...
Dude.
God, this is horrifying to look at. Is that his dad? What is this fucking man sitting next to him?
For anyone who hasn't seen Meet the Robinsons, like, since it came out, look at some screenshots. It's like unrendered.
Jesus
It looks like test footage.
This guy looks like a sterling example of like eugenics. Like this guy looks like a fucking phrenologist would be like, look at this idiot.
This guy looks like Johnny Knoxville after being like, I'm Johnny Knoxville and this is Blenderhead.
Yeah. What the fuck is this shit?
I'm gonna have to give it to Meet the Robinson though.
I'm gonna have to give it to Inko Midoriya. I've never seen Meet the Robinsons and I never will.
She's like not in it. Oh, here we go. Who does it better? Is not a mom, but is a mommy mom.
Oh my God.
Esmeralda.
From the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh my God. I thought this was the woman from Sinbad. I've never seen the Hunchback
You've never seen the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
No, I hear it's like fantastic though.
It's very good.
Yeah. Or Nico Robin.
I only have a tattoo of one of these women.
Listen, if I'm going to give it to Elastigirl for her powers, I got to give it to Nico Robin for hers.
She can make a clone of herself.
She can make I just need one Nico. Give me 1,000 arms, you know?
1,000 arms is great. Big old feet. That's her move. And late, I think Oda got a big old foot fetish towards the end of One Piece, and now every time Robin needs to attack somebody, she just makes 2 big old feet, and she just starts stomping motherfuckers.
Like the idea of Oda being like, you know, chapter 1,000, he's drawn Robin like dozens of thousands of times, and he's like, all right, what should she do here? And he's like, hold on, let me try something.
I can do whatever I want. This story can be whatever the fuck I want it to be. That's me. I'm under the feet. Anyway, so we're going with Robin.
Yeah, Robin. Who does it better? The never became a mom, but would have been a wonderful mom.
Jesus.
Ellie Fredrickson.
Jesus.
Or is from Up.
I forgot about the
Azumi
undertones
Curtis.
of the fact that they couldn't have children.
Of
I got
which?
so hung up.
Both of these?
Yeah, I forgot. Well, fucking yikes. Yikes, I forgot. Yeah. No, Ellie Frederick. I forgot the only thing I remember Up is 1, the bird, 2, Doug, and 3, the wife dies. Yeah. I forgot she miscarries.
Yeah, like twice, I think.
Jesus Christ.
I was gonna go with Zumi Curtis, just because she's in it more.
We hear her voice.
We hear her voice. She's in it more, and she mentors Ed and Alphonse. I almost said Ed and Elric.
Also, she I don't remember Ellie Fredrickson from The Wife in Up ever trying to do a literal alchemical taboo and sacrificing parts of her organs to try and bring her child back to life.
But here's the thing: when I think about them, like personality-wise. Because, Ellie's barely in it.
Izumi Curtis would have raised the fucking world's greatest wrestler. Like, these are Brock Lesnar's parents.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Her husband would be an incredible dad.
100%.
I'm leaning more towards, I want to see him be a father.
Her husband is just the baking guy from fucking,
Arm & Hammer?
No. The fucking baker's husband from Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah. Dude, the husband's just the fucking baker.
100%.
That baker was also tough. Ellie would be a good mom, though. I'm kind of sold on that.
It's crazy.
I don't know why. She's just like a sweet... They're like scrapbooking. They're just such a good couple in that opening.
Shit.
We could give it to Izumi.
I think it's Izumi here.
Yeah.
All right, who does it better? The relative who stepped up mom, Nani, Lilo and Stitch, or Mito Freaks, Gon's aunt in Hunter x Hunter?
Oh my god, listen, I know you're probably going to lean Hunter x Hunter.
100%.
I just saw Lilo and Stitch again. I'll actually fight you right here and now if you say it's not Nami.
I've seen Lilo and Stitch maybe once. I have no intention to see the live action.
Lilo and Nami from Lilo and Stitch is the most fucking this girl outside of a Ghibli movie.
Okay.
That movie is so anti-child services.
Okay.
And she's just fucking burnt out. Like, she's just got it up to the wire. Where Lilo, the best thing about the animated movie that I think the live action's gonna butcher is that Lilo is like the most difficult child in cinema. Okay. Like, but she fucking is laying into kids, throwing hammer fists at them at school. She's biting. She's like tearing up the house. She's just like an actual troubled kid who, like, it makes sense. Like, she has real trauma.
Yeah.
And Nami's like trying to like hold down a job while also look like a good mom because child services is like up her ass. And
those fucking pests at CPS. Those fucking Y-I-Otas.
And all the while, something that I feel like is often forgotten with these characters is like, she's also just like 19 and trying to be 19. And it's unfair that she has to be like the head of household, a mom, and can't be a kid herself. So anyway, I don't know anything about this freak.
Mito Freaks?
Yeah.
Mito Freaks is the sister of Jing Freaks, Gon's mom, or Gon's dad. Well, maybe mom. There's theories about that, actually. And she raises him, and she's like, hey, you don't get to leave the island until you are strong enough to leave the island, kind of thing. And she understands that Gon always wants to like fly out and like leave Whale Island and all of that. She's awesome. I mean, there's a reason like Gon loves her so much that Gon, like, everyone's like, hey, don't you want to know who like your mom is? And Gon's like, no, I don't want to know who my mom is. And I thought that was very inspirational.
That's cool.
It was like a cool moment of like, hey, like I fucking don't need to replace her with anybody. I already have somebody.
Yeah, blood doesn't matter as much as like actions. Give it to whoever you want. We can disagree.
We can disagree?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll disagree.
I give it to Nani.
So we'll do. Oh God. Okay.
This mom has a transformation. Mom.
Is that what we want to do? Let's do one more and we'll do our favorite, right?
Yeah, definitely not that one because I don't know Brave and Ymir Fritz. I have no opinions on
exactly.
And will never.
So let's do who does it better? Why? Then why is this animal better? Wait, better than my parents?
Take your time. Or should we do the death? I haven't seen Bambi actually.
First off, no one's seen Bambi.
The last one's funny.
Fucking brutal.
Did you see the last one? The if I can't have you, then I guess I'll eat you, mom.
She could. Wait. She could and she would step on me, Mom. Mrs. Jumbo from Dumbo.
Mrs. Jumbo is so funny.
From Dumbo or
Ambessa.
Madara.
Dude, Mrs. Jumbo could get it.
She could get it.
Look at her in her
dog.
nightie.
That's so funny. All right, let's do who does it better? The why is this animal better than my parents' mom? Kayla, or Kala, the gorilla from Tarzan, the Godzilla from Tarzan, or Moro, the wolf in Princess Mononoke.
I gotta give it to the gorilla from Tarzan.
I also got to give it to the gorilla from Tarzan. They raised the terrorist. Fucking Moro raised the terrorist. Are you kidding me? What are we talking about here?
I know. It's also like,
I guess actually, wait. So did Kala, actually, a little bit. Tarzan's also like a terrorist. I mean, they're both terrorizing they're terrorizing bad people.
Tarzan's defending his jungle. Like if Tarzan went to New York and started assassinating the president.
Is Princess... I forget her name. What's her
Princess Mononoke...
Sen? Is Sen
San,
fucking...
yeah.
Yeah, San fucking assassinating presidents?
She's going into towns and trying to assassinate the mayor of Irontown.
Yeah, because they're cutting down a forest.
Yeah, that's still terror. But I'm saying Tarzan's just in the jungle and then foreign invaders come. You know?
You're saying because Tarzan doesn't retaliate?
No, because Tarzan doesn't go to a different location.
He doesn't live action.
Does he?
Yeah.
All right.
Check in, mate. No, you're right. We should go with Kala. They raised a better child than Tarzan.
I never saw Moro as like San's mom more as like a symbiotic, like they're all equals.
That's kind of fair.
And I think it's because I saw San sucking the blood out.
Sucking a fucking bullet out of out of her shoulder.
Like,
yeah, it's very fair.
That's when I was like, oh, they're all just wolves. It's not like, oh, they took her in.
Yeah.
Which is cool. But yeah, Kala just fucking mothered the hell out of that baby.
Absolutely did. But all right, that's our Disney versus anime list there. Hope you guys liked it. If you didn't, I don't know.
Stop watching.
Send it to your
Leave
mom.
us.
Yeah, leave us behind.
Leave us alone.
All right, so you have some notes for this week here.
Yep.
You said it was the best week of the anime season. You think a lot of that has to do with Fire Force. So let's start with Fire Force, Dan.
Well, when did I say that?
Your note for this week for Fire Force
Oh,
was,
I spoiled that
"Thank
for you. Yeah, my first note for Fire Force is, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Which contradicts my note for The Last of Us this week, which is, oh, dear God.
Yeah.
So
okay,
anyway,
good.
Fire Force,
I have a lot of notes about Last of Us because I cannot imagine this is how the video game went at all.
okay, we'll get to it. This was sound design on Dragon Goes Crazy. Yeah.
Oh, the fucking laser.
Yeah.
We're talking about episode 6?
Six,
We're talking about episode 6 of season 3 of Fire Force. And when Dragon basically is like, I'm done with all of you here, and just does a huge dragon blast. It's like, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was awesome. The reason I wrote, oh, thank God, is because Shinra starts fighting Captain Burns.
Yes.
And he moves.
Oh,
and I was like, oh,
He
good.
did a couple of his classic. You know what's very funny about this fight? He did a couple of his like windmill kicks where he like, gets on his hands and like spins in a circle. But then like they weren't near Burns.
It doesn't
at
do
all.
anything.
He was just spinning away from him, and I was like, "Are we just dancing?"
I think it's like a stability thing. Like, I
Probably.
wonder if he like zips around and he's like, all right, I need to ground
Yeah,
myself.
I
real
need to
quick.
stop or something.
Yeah.
I need to like bring my fucking trajectory here.
This is the best episode of the season for sure.
very easily.
Of the Fire Force season.
Yeah.
Best episode of the season, good Burns fight. Some of it was like, I'd have to like go through it with you like minute by minute to explain, but there's some like wonky, stiff animation that feels weird. But anyway, that's not too bad, but all of it was good. And then, yeah, when Dragon goes full, like, what do they call them? Fiends or whatever?
Full doppelganger?
Full doppelganger mode. Yeah, that laser was fucking good. And then he hits Maki, and they're all like, Maki, get out of there. And she's like, don't worry, I'll block it. And then she starts blocking it, and then she's like, this'll kill me.
Yeah.
And then it, like, does that thing where, like, the screen's white, and you just see her outline, and it gets burned away. And I was like, oh my God, is Maki dead?
They just eviscerate Maki, yeah.
I really thought she died, which is really impressive. And then I wrote Moonlight Man is hype, but I don't remember what he said. He said something really funny at the end.
It's like it's derived from a Sailor Moon line, basically.
Oh,
He's
really?
Like, yeah, he's like saving friends by moonlight or something. I don't know. It may not actually be that. But
Here,
like,
I'll find it. But yeah, go on.
Do you have
What'd
any
you think?
questions from this episode? Because I feel like this is a very, very ambiguous episode for people who haven't read the manga.
I don't think so.
Like, but they're like, hey, a new pillar is born, kind of thing. Like, who do you think the pillar is?
I don't remember them saying that.
So they were talking about like when Captain Burns is about to get stabbed through the chest by his doppelganger.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, a new pillar has been born.
I don't know.
So a new pillar, you remember what the pillars are, right?
No.
So the pillars, like Shinra's a pillar, Sho's a pillar.
Oh, right.
Inka's a pillar.
They're like Adola holders.
Yeah, the people who have been like, blessed with the Adola grace or an Adola link. So that would make, there's 6. Inca was the 6th pillar. There's 8 pillars total. So this would be like the 7th and or 8th pillar.
Are you about to spoil some shit again?
No, I'm just saying if you had questions about like what was going on with the pillars.
I just kind of let it happen.
Fair.
You know?
Fire
like,
forces to show you, let wash over you. 100%.
Yeah. Like, it was crazy when Burns' doppelganger shows up and stabs him. That was nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, it was also, sorry, I watched this like Friday. So like,
Yeah.
And then, 6 anime later, I'd start to lose the memory of
100%.
what happened. What a kick. This was a big fucking kick.
What do you mean?
This episode, it was just Shinra kicking into his chest.
Oh, yeah.
And then I really thought Shinra kicked right through him.
That would have been fucking crazy.
Yeah, that would have been
awesome. Hits him
awesome.
with a corner that like shoots a little demon up into the sky.
Yeah.
I do think they did a good job with this. It is, like I said, like I came to the conclusion this last week. It's like not as interestingly drawn a fight as it could be, but I think they actually added a lot of stuff into this fight that doesn't actually like already exist into it. It is still like an energy clash, like it's an aura clash at the end of it. But that's how it goes in the manga.
Yeah, not a lot of choreography because Burns isn't moving.
Burns' whole thing is that like he just like is a furnace and like he eventually puts out so much fucking heat that nobody can get near him.
Yeah.
And if you get near him, you just kind of melt kind of thing. And so Shinra has to like force in a Dola link with Sho that allows for him to like push to light speed while pushing against like stage 5 voltage nova.
I liked Shinra ironically at first and then unironically. I liked him being like force times mass or whatever.
Yeah, force times acceleration equals my mass. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like, so by that logic.
Mass times acceleration equals force. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He's like, by that logic, I'm the strongest person ever.
He's like, as long as I'm going fast enough, that, like technically he's not wrong.
I know. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I like that logic.
An object at light speed has infinite mass.
Yeah.
So you're set if you can go fucking light speed.
Yeah, you crushed it. But yeah, so it was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is just a bunch of blasts.
How do you feel about Leonard Burns' character?
It's like fine.
Do you get what he was saying? Like the reason, like
Where he's like, I'm old, and so I'll just do whatever old people like to do.
well, so he's basically being like his entire thing is like he's been trying to test Shinra the whole time because he lies to Shinra about his mother infernalizing and turning into like a demon infernal because he doesn't want Shinra to join the Fire Force.
Right.
But then Shinra does it anyways because he's with Hajime. And so he's like, this entire time he's been testing Shinra because he's like, you can't rebel against the system until you can beat the old guard like me.
Right.
So that's why I think Burns is actually one of the more interesting characters because like the entire time from the shadows, he's actually trying to push Shinra to do better.
The only reason I'm like, he's fine is because I kind of eye rolled at his like, the like redemption of that aspect towards the end because I was like, okay, Itachi, like fucking relax.
Yeah,
you
okay,
know,
you're
like,
my fucking silent protector.
Yeah, like
just help me, motherfucker. Just talk to me.
Because of Itachi and kind of because of Metal Gear Solid 3, I'm just over the idea of like, oh, the villain was actually helping the whole time, but couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And it's like, quit fucking killing people. Man.
Hey, dude, you're doing a really bad job being a good guy here.
Yeah.
Like, Itachi just like stringing up Jinchuriki, and it's like, hey,
I know.
man. Just be worse at your job. Just like, oh, yeah, I don't know, he tripped, he got away. You know?
Hey, buddy, you don't have to stab Kakashi a billion times.
Don't put Kakashi in a coma.
Don't fucking Tsukuyomi people if you're really...
So you could Tsukuyomi him for like an hour.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't have to be 72. Fucking Kisame's not in there watching, dude. Fucking chill out. But yeah, I think that's about all that we have. Yeah. Oh, what do you think happened with Maki? Why do you think she survived?
Oh, yeah, she got lotomed.
She got lotomed, but why do you think she got lotomed?
I don't know. Well, I guess the Iris maybe has she's got something. Maybe Latom's like a real god. Or maybe that's just a thing they say. I don't know, but because Iris, it flashes her.
It does?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
She's like an impact frame.
Really?
Like it flashes Iris. I guess let me see if I can find it. It flashes Iris, and I think she goes Latom.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Let me see.
That's crazy.
Nick, it's so long.
What's so long?
Let me see if I can get the.
Oh, you're right. When I was watching that, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I love this blast. This is so cool.
It's such a good noise.
He's such a weird looking dragon. He's such a geometric looking
He's very Drake-ish. I don't know why Drake is the word that comes to me, but for some reason it's very Drake-ish. He's made out of charcoal. It's fucking sick. And then my last note is I wonder who Moonlight Mask is.
Yeah. It's fucking Benny Maru.
So obviously.
Okay, cool.
But I love that it's Benny Maru cosplaying as Moon Knight.
I know. He goes, I got the quote that he says, because it's fine. He goes, I love them saying English.
Yeah, just a moment.
Just a moment. He goes, I am Moonlight Mask. Gambling and fighting are how I show. And then he goes, it's just the delivery hits so hard.
It's great.
Especially because it's why did he say love in English? They definitely have a word for love in Japanese.
They do. It's just I. Yeah.
Yeah, I love him being gambling and fighting in Japanese are how I show love.
I don't remember the whole storyline behind Moonlight Mask. I don't know why he's doing it. I don't know why he couldn't show up.
I don't know.
It's been a while since I read the manga. I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, it's hype though.
All right, you want to talk about The Last of Us?
Sure.
More like The Worst of Us.
Let me tell you something.
Fucking woof.
Let me tell you something. I was The Last of Us. I was it.
You were the sole defender.
I was the only
You were
person
holding the motherfucking line.
I was the only person still into this show. This episode, I finally felt that tangible just vibe of oh, everything feels a little bit worse.
Yeah.
The writing, even the cinematography and just when they're getting this episode 4? That feels too low, right? 2 is the attack on Jackson. 5 maybe?
5 feels right.
This is the one where Nora. This is the one with Nora.
It's the Nora
in the
episode.
hospital.
Yeah.
But so
I'm very curious about how you feel as the video game player here.
Well, so I'm gonna ask you some questions first, and then I'll elaborate. But when they're getting attacked by all the stalkers in and it's dark and they get saved.
Yeah.
It felt like a Sci-Fi Channel show. It just didn't look good for some reason.
Really?
I don't know why.
That wasn't really something that I noticed.
It was just, maybe I was just sour graping it the whole time. Because I was the moment Ellie's wait a minute, you love me? I was oh no.
That was,
oh no.
Okay, that was weird. That was they're oh, we're surrounded by stalkers and we're about to have to mind you kill it with a knife and we're doing and that's kind of the thing that everyone's been talking about is we are not on revenge. We're not on a revenge tour here. Yeah. I get that we're doing the romance thing, but it just doesn't feel like it.
Well, that's why I cringed so hard because all last week it was people being
I thought you meant in how it looked. It looked bad.
I did.
Oh, okay,
but
gotcha.
In that scene it was I don't know, it just felt weird. But anyway, but I'm saying maybe I just thought it looked weird because I had sour grapes because I was oh no, TikTok's right about all this. Because all last week everyone was the show's not taking the scenario seriously enough. Ellie is too lighthearted and this and that. And I was no, it feels natural. It makes sense. We're just slow burning it. Don't worry. And then, yeah, they're backs are to the wall. They're 11 stalkers are on their ass. And they're doing that bit where it's she's that's one of the things I love about you. And she's wait, you love me? And I'm oh no, TikTok's right.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, how'd you feel? Because you were there's no way this is how it goes down in the game. And I want to know,
does
what
Jesse
parts?
save them from stalkers in the game?
Yes, but no. In the game, this is such a weird episode. In the game, Dina's pregnant. Ellie's mad about it. Ellie has a walk and then comes back and she's never mind, I'm over it. We're fine. And then Dina's all right, I'm going to stay here because I'm pregnant and I feel sick. She has morning sickness and stuff. So I'm going to stay in the theater. And so then Ellie goes to the hospital to go do the hospital shit alone. Dina does not come with her. And then on her way to doing that, Jesse shows up and saves her from some raiders.
Gotcha.
And so they link up. Jesse ends up going back to the theater. And then Ellie goes on her revenge quest for Nora.
Gotcha.
The show's weird because they keep making these changes where it's like, you think they're going to be big narrative changes, and then they just loop it back to what's in the game. Because in this, it's like, Dina's like, oh, no, I'm coming with you. We're going to be a duo. And I'm like, oh, that's a big change. Like, Dina's not staying back. She's a duo with Ellie.
Yeah.
And they shoot her in the leg. And so now she's just back in the theater anyway.
Exactly.
And then the other big change is, in the game, Tommy goes to find Joel and they're
now,
looking for Tommy.
And now he's just there with Jesse.
Yeah.
But he's not with Jesse because in the video game, they're still looking for Tommy.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that big change where it's like, oh, Tommy stays back. What is that going to mean? Means nothing because now they're like, oh, guess what? Tommy came with me so that he can be in this big moment coming up later from the game.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's kinda like I have the balls to either change it or don't.
Yeah, commit to it. Because now, like, it does just... Same with the spores, where it's like, I was like, oh, it's cool that they're like, spores are too unrealistic. Everyone on Earth would be dead if it was airborne, because they just get around everywhere.
100%.
So I liked that. And then I knew that Nora, like, dies from the spores in the game. So I was like, oh, I wonder what they're going to do about that. And it's crazy to me that they're like, all right, we'll bring back the spores because Nora has to die via spores.
Okay.
Like, no, she doesn't. Just kill her a different way.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So the spores exist, but everyone was pissed about the spores in the game.
No. No one was pissed. The writer and director of the show was like... When season 1 was coming out, he's like, we're not doing spores.
Gotcha.
Because if this was airborne, the Earth would be all spore people.
Yeah, but for some reason the spores now just happen to exist only in the bottom two basements of the bottom two basements of this fucking hospital for some reason. I don't love, like, to me, it's the messaging is so confused because it's like they're stuck between like, oh, like we're doing like, hey, fucking Bella or Ellie and Dina don't need like they don't need Tommy or Jesse or anybody. They're gonna ride into here. It's gonna be like a female empowerment moment. Like these two main characters, like these two lovers, female lovers, are gonna ride into fucking Seattle. They're gonna take out the people who killed Joel, and it's gonna be like this revenge story. And I was like, that's why you axe Tommy out of the story, is to empower like the main characters, the female leads of this. And then it's like, oh, the second they're in a like strategically disadvantageous situation, not only is Dina taken out of the story, but like Ellie needs to be saved by Jesse. And it's a bit like damsel in distressy. And I'm like, cool. So now we're confused on the messaging. Like now if we're making changes, we're not really making the changes for any particular reason because we're doing the same story here fundamentally.
Right.
And so I it's just like, it's so confused to me. I also wrote, Bella Ramsey is a good actress, but Dina's actress is running circles around her. The scene where
a twist at the end of that sentence.
I like it is noticeable how much better Dina's actress is as, I don't know her name, as an actress than Bella Ramsey. Because there's the scene where they're like, they see a bunch of scars and they're like shot up against a wall. And they're walking, and like Dina's like, "Oh my god, like what the fuck?" And Bella's like, Ellie's like, "We can go back. I'll walk you back right now." And the acting's just kind of clunky in it. And then like Dina just turns around and gives this fucking incredible monologue about like the first person she ever killed, like just like deep, like rich storytelling. I'm fucking drawn in immediately. I'm seeing it in my head, and for some reason, like the delivery of Bella Ramsey's lines in that entire scene are just like the clunkiest thing to me. Like it's just like, it's almost too empathetic. It's like, to me, Ellie's character just feels like they can't decide what they're going for some reason. Is it rage? Is it love? Is she happy to be here? Is she pissed to be here? And like that being said, like the rage scene, her following Nora, I've seen clips of like people playing the Nora chase scene, and to me, she fucking nailed that. Like the rage is there, but like everything else, like that's what I want from Ellie for this entire fucking arc. I want rage. I want unbridled rage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair too, like I agree with all of that. Like Dina's actor really crushed the moment you're talking about.
Yeah.
And she's just fucking charismatic as hell.
Yeah.
She's like, I like this actress and I like this Dina a little more than Dina in the game because this one I find like a little more charismatic. But like, it's funny because in the game, Ellie's not like Kratos.
Okay.
Like Ellie isn't this. It's not Blue Eye Samurai. Like Ellie's pretty subdued and like making little quips throughout the game leading up to Nora. And then when you get to Nora, it's kind of this Kratos moment where Ellie's shouting stuff like you don't escape this, Nora.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy fuck. Like, but I think people are misremembering the game and thinking that it's like Blue Eye Samurai. Because in Blue Eye Samurai, whatever her name is, the lead is so like everyone she talks to, you get the sense that she will kill if they even like stop her for a minute.
If they stop serving her purpose.
Yeah. And Ellie's really like throughout the game, Ellie is running into situations where like someone's like, you know, they find these people with a boat and they need a boat. And Jesse will be like, he's like, you know, are we going to kill them? And she's like, if they don't give us their boat, implying that she won't if they give the boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Ellie will like only really like Ellie never really like kills in cold blood except for Nora. But there's a lot of instances where Ellie holds someone up and then they attack her and then she kills them. And then she's like, that was a stupid decision. And I feel like people think Ellie's just going around like
capping people.
Yeah, just executing people.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I feel like Bella Ramsey, except for that like you mean you love me bit, has been like a normal amount of like wrathful compared to the game one. But like,
Gotcha.
yeah, so you liked the scene where she tortures Nora?
I thought that was sick.
It is sick.
Can I do something that I was supposed to do earlier?
Yep.
Can I do Poe Dameron figuring? Can I do a?
They blank now? Is that what this is?
Can I do a Poe Dameron discovering that there's spores?
Okay.
It flies now. And that was Poe Dameron discovering pores and the
Pores. Dameron discovering pores.
Spirit Airlines.
Pores.
We went different ways. I went like the people with no money. That's why I said Spirit Airlines.
You would go people with no money.
I just different ways. But yeah, that was it.
Nice. Listen, I'm glad you did that because I love a they blank now. You liked that scene. It's better in the show, I'd say, for the sole reason that in the game, you look concerned.
I was just reading my notes.
In the game, Ellie does the same thing. She has that lead pipe and she beats Nora for information, but she hits her in the head over and over again. You hit me in the head once with a lead pipe, I'm dead, or at the very least, giving you indiscernible information.
It's like Joker. It's like
Yeah,
you just never start with a head. You get all fuzzy.
In the game, it's like this POV where it's like you are Nora and you keep getting whacked in the head. And I'm like, I don't feel anything because like she either should be dead or by the time she starts talking, it's like, blue.
Yeah, you're just like, well, okay, I can see your fucking brain.
Yeah. So I like that she beat her legs. It just made more sense and was
not
more
running
brutal.
away anywhere anytime soon. If you're Nora, get shot in the head. Get shot. Get like, hey, it's either jump down into certain fucking Mykonoid related death here,
true.
or fucking just get shot in the head, or like people are chasing after her, right? Like there's people on her ass. Get a little bit of cover for like 15 seconds,
or. Yeah, stop running because she like wants the info out of you. So just like lead her to other guys with guns.
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. If you're Nora, don't call Joel a whiny little bitch to the
the way she was like, oh wow, you regret it. And like, I was like, maybe you don't have to die. And then she was like, yeah, I fucking loved that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, your friend's dad died.
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah, I know.
Chill out. If my friend's dad died, I wouldn't torture the dude who killed him.
Yeah.
Mostly because most of my friends hate their fathers.
That do it. You are part of a club.
I am part of a club. Yeah. We run in cliques here. But yeah, no.
I think this was the worst episode, in my opinion, of the season.
Very easily.
Oh yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, you know what I thought of? Remember the episode where she sings "Take on Me"?
Yeah.
I wish I can't believe no one's parodied this yet. And if I was more musically talented, I already would. But I
Says
love
the man with like 4 songs that you can watch right now.
if I could play guitar and sing at the same time, I'd parody this.
Fair.
But I'd love the idea of like Ellie, like that scene playing out, and Ellie's like, "Huh, found this old guitar," and Dina's like, "You know how to play?" She's like, "I guess." And then she like puts it down, she tunes it, and she's like, she starts strumming. She's like, "Well, I'm not paralyzed, but I seem to be struck by you." And like Dina's like crying and
Can I
like,
give you one more?
yeah,
I like the idea of them walking down the street and like she sees guitar under a tree, like that she like very clearly left there earlier, and like, "Oh, hey, you play that?" She's like, yeah, maybe. It's like already tuned and everything. She's like, "Sit down."
yeah.
Wonderwall.
I was gonna say that, but I was gonna be like, it's like, "You're my wait, you're my wait." Maybe wait. It just keeps hitting the wrong string. Like, fuck. Down and down it. Fuck. Down and down it. Down and down down it. What if I just sing? Is that still impressive?
You like me still, right? I'm still gonna be a dad, right?
Either that or whenever it shows Ellie's bedroom, she has a bunch of Weezer posters up. So I wish she just like sang "Say It Ain't So" or something like that. Like, yeah. This bottle of Stevens awakens ancient feelings.
I missed the entire Weezer craze.
You don't know the...
Oh, wait.
Say it ain't so.
That's Weezer? I thought Weezer was a bunch of like nerdy white guys who made like fucking outside camp music. I mean, "Say It Ain't So."
They make that, and they do like what? There's one about a sweater. Like, I don't know.
Got nothing. Crazy.
Guys, give me another sweater song here. Cake? Are you talking about cake as in? Wait, hold on. There's no way they are. I don't think this is what they mean, but chat for some reason saying cake, and I like the idea of Ellie having a car and being like, "Yeah, Joel taught me this one." Reluctantly crouched in the starting line. Engines thumping and pumping in time. The green light flashes. The flags go up. Yearning and burning. They race for the cup.
There
Do you know
we go.
that?
I don't know.
You don't know it?
You know a bunch of fucking songs I don't fucking know.
What are you talking about?
I was gonna say like Anaconda.
What's Anaconda?
I'm just like an acoustic cover of my Anaconda Don't.
My Anaconda don't.
None. All right. Anyways, so
She
yeah,
sings
Last of Us. Not a great episode here, but an episode that you did say was great, and that you said is maybe the best thing that we're currently watching right now is Vigilantes.
What's your problem?
Most things.
I love Vigilantes.
Vigilantes is a phone scrolling show.
You're so wrong.
I just don't care. I don't. For some reason, I don't care about any of them.
This is episode 6.
Episode 6 is what we're talking about.
I love Knuckle Duster. I like him. He may be one of my favorite My Hero characters.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right.
I'd say he's up there.
He's so good.
Tell me why you like it so much, so maybe I can convince myself that I also like it.
It just, I don't know. I'm just having a good time every time I put it on. I love Knuckle Duster showing up and doing the All Might thing where he fucks up the rhythm of it, where he like comes in and he says something and then he's like, "Because I am here." And and that's cool. I wrote, so he's fighting. I like couldn't tell what this dude's name was. What's Stain's?
Stenhold?
Stenhold,
Something
whatever.
like that,
He's fighting him. And it's cool that he shows up and he like just gives him the fucking rundown. Like he's like, "Listen, if you stay at that range, it's going to give me enough time to dodge and then I'll wallop you.
Yeah.
And if you get close, you're right in walloping range. So here's what we're going to do." And he throws out a chain and he's like, "If you cross that line, I'm going to kick your ass."
I'm like, fucking, you get over here, I'm putting belt to ass.
And then Stain respects it, which I also like, because I like that he goes, I like that Knuckle Duster shows up and Stain's like into him.
Yeah.
He's like, "I've always wanted to meet you. You're kind of cool."
Huge for me.
Yeah. Here's my QR code. And so then Stain is like, "All right, you give me no choice but to retreat."
Yeah.
And so then he retreats. Hi, Moose. And then Stain retreats a bit, But then he's like, haha, but now you're not ready for this distance.
Yeah.
And then Knuckle Duster just walks over the line he set up and beats him up.
Yeah, he's like, well, you said he shouldn't cross that line. He's like, yeah, I never said I wouldn't, motherfucker. Kidding me?
My only note was, didn't you just tell him he couldn't step over the line? Yeah, I lied.
Yeah. Like you expect the fucking alcoholic who's drinking all this 19-year-old beer to listen to his own goddamn rules.
Well, I like that too. I like that, like, yeah, Stain set a new range, and then Knuckle Duster fucked him up by like being like, all right, I'm gonna break
why would
the
you
rule.
listen to me, idiot?
It was just so good. And I like how he fucking punched the nose off him pretty much. He didn't, because then Stain cuts his own nose off.
Fucking gnarly.
Just hard.
Yeah.
That was really cool. And I like him being like, now the face becomes the mask.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It was probably the gnarliest episode of My Hero Academia I've ever seen. Because like right before that, he throws a fucking knife into the girl's eye.
That was
and then
crazy.
she pulls out like purple blood fucking bee juice out of her
bug
eye.
goo.
That was crazy.
But yeah, I like, in my head canon, he, with one punch, he brutalized his nose so hard. Stain was like,
I have no option other than to cut this fucking gross skin flap off me.
Yeah, like, it would be a disadvantage to keep this nose.
I could breathe better without this fucking thing.
So it's just good.
Man, imagine no longer having, you get in a nose, you never have a stuffy nose ever again.
Just all breathing.
Oxygen all the goddamn time. What a hindrance this fucking thing is.
I know, it sucks.
So goddamn annoying. My nose is...
My nose.
I said, my notes. I said, who would discriminate for having Wolverine's quirk? Like, his whole background being everyone being like, oh, stupid quirk. I was like, his best friend's a lizard. His best friend's a full-on lizard, and we're making fun of this kid for making blades out of his fists? What are we talking about?
I know.
That's the most fucking milquetoast common quirk I could imagine.
I know, it's like Hakura Sakura getting bullied for looking objectively cool.
Or yeah, for having half white, half black hair, which is just sick, and heterochromia.
You gotta start saying heterochromia. You are a scientist.
Heterochromia.
You keep saying heterochromia.
What, I
Just hurts my brain.
Heterochromia.
I know.
What's wrong with that?
It's wrong.
What am I? Why?
Heterochromia.
Chromia. Chromia.
Chromia, bro.
CHROMIA.
Yeah.
Crow.
Someone please.
Chromia.
Someone please remix this.
Heterochromia.
Mia.
Dude, I did my first ever One Piece manga chapter review for chapter 1148, and there's this character in that chapter and then a bunch of other chapters whose name is, and tell me how you would pronounce this. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Jesus Christ.
Whose name is Scooper. How? Scooper, right? You'd say Scooper because it's the word scoop and then ER. But nope, guess how it's pronounced? Scopper. Fucking Scopper.
No, it isn't.
You want to know why it's Scopper Gabon? Because he was a part of the Goldie Roger Pirates, and the right-hand man of Goldie Roger was Silvers Rayleigh, and his left-hand man is Scopper, as in Copper Gabon. So everyone yelled at me. They're like, oh, is Nick trolling with his pronunciation of scooper? And I was like, no, guys, because that's how you would say it in the English language.
How does anybody know this?
Because it's like a fucking, everyone's like, oh, it's because gold, silver, and copper.
They're wrong. That's just not how you spell.
It's not how you spell, it was not how you would spell scopper.
No, that's not how the English language works.
If you wanted to say like
two P's.
Scaw.
Or one O. Definitely got to get that 1 O out of there. 1 O's got to go. SCOPER works. SCOPPER also works. What?
I spelled it wrong.
What are you talking about?
It's 1 O and 2 P's.
You're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot.
It is Scopper.
It is Scopper.
Fuck
I would never pronounce that Scooper, you fucking moron.
My indignant rage. No, please. Please.
This better end up on TikTok.
Please. No, my indignant rage.
You idiot.
Oh, fuck.
I can't believe you almost dragged me down with you.
Oh, I wanted you down there with me.
It's lonely.
Oh, I wish I had my Men in Black laser. I'd wipe this from your memory. Why did I admit to being wrong?
Dude, you know what's embarrassing? I thought about this today, actually.
What?
There's a character in Epic named Eurylochus, and it's spelled.
I'm assuming there's a fucking Q in there. Those goddamn Greeks and their orgies.
It's like EUCH and then a bunch of others. Yeah, exactly.
Ew.
And so when I first saw it, I was like, this dude has the final boss of names. What is it? Eurylochus? And then I was like, how do I pronounce this? And I looked up a pronunciation and it broke it down. And there's a clip of me. Again, his name is Eurylochus. And there's a clip of me going, oh, well, I'm an idiot. This makes it so much easier. It's Eurylochus. And like with the broken down pronunciation of it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got it forever now. And then I just say a completely wrong pronunciation.
100%. That was me with Otsutsuki for years, which is like the name.
What is
Otsutsuki? It's like the last name of the aliens in the Naruto universe. I called them like Otsutsukis or something like that, which like, isn't inaccurate. It's just like a weird way to pronounce it.
Yeah, that's fucking
There's too many goddamn hard words out there.
It's too many hard words.
I'm sick of it.
Like Subioki or whatever.
Why can't everybody?
What was Sabisky?
Sabuki?
Sabuki?
Sabuki Bisco.
Yeah, Sabuki Bisco.
Goddamn. Everything needs to be like some variation of Ben, Bob, or Phil. Motherfucking make names easy again. Yeah. I remember when names were easy and we could strip people of their cultures and their complex linguistical practices. Oh man.
You're like a fucking border control operator.
Jorge, you mean George? I also wrote, I wonder if Stain has a genetic resistance to all bloodborne diseases.
Possible.
Just fucking, hey, there's a guy terrorizing everybody, and his whole thing is that he licks other people's blood. I'd get the
Send
dirtiest,
your best AIDS-ridden
get your best AIDS-ridden fucking the best AIDS-ridden fucking villain and send him out there as a pure bait.
I'd love him fighting like Ida or something, and they're like in the middle of the clash, he slices him and he's like, big mistake. And he licks him and Ida goes limp and he's like, you have AIDS? And Ida's like, no. Stain's just like, sits down like, oh my God. I flew too close to the sun. I am become Icarus.
I forgot bloodborne diseases existed. Holy shit.
I can't believe there are no theories that Stain is like Toga's father. Cause how do I never hear that?
That's not bad.
They're both the same-ish power.
That's not bad.
Yeah, right.
That's not bad at all. Does Toga have to eat the blood?
I think.
She just injects it. No, she does. She got the little blood mask.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I can't believe I never hear about Stain and Toga in like the same sentence.
Because quirks are genetic. That's the crazy thing, is quirks are genetic, but we do know Toga's father. We see Toga's father in a backstory, and he's always yelling at her to be normal. And he never cuts his nose off. And she kills them in a fire?
Well, then that'll do it. And then a bird comes out of her tummy?
I think Toga's parents are dead. I
think so.
There might be enough meat on that bone, though. I'd look into it. All right.
Brother, maybe, but we do know about her parents. Yeah. Uncle?
Brother's not a bad one either.
Yeah.
Uncle, creepy uncle.
Yeah.
I mean, like, comparatively to her, not that creepy. All right. Do you want to talk about what was my favorite episode of the week?
Lazarus?
Fuck yeah. What an episode. What an episode, dude. So
this is such an uncomfortable yes and.
What do you mean?
Okay, go on.
You know I liked the episode.
Yeah, all right, go on.
Okay, it was a fucking incredible episode. Lazarus has decided, not Lazarus, fucking Windbreaker has decided.
That's why I said Lazarus.
Oh, you did?
And you said yeah.
Oh, my bad.
And I was like, you're yes-anding me too hard.
I was so focused on doing my own shit that I wasn't even worried about what you were saying.
Yeah. Windbreaker.
My favorite episode of the week, yes, was Windbreaker, which decided to take a step away from being a delinquency anime and just focus on having Freyren level character development.
Yeah, it took a step 5 episodes ago and hasn't gone back.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
Like the way that, like, yeah, there's been like very little physical violence since like the random Keel fight. And then the rest has just been like, oh, by the way, Sakura's a broken character. And like, here's how he's trying to integrate into society. And oh, yeah, by the way, here's one of the most compelling and interesting like stories of their transgender experience and how acceptance can change a person's life of all time.
You know what's funny? This is their Farmland saga.
100%.
But the community likes it.
Community likes Farmland Saga.
Yeah, that's true. Like, real ass Vinland Saga fans do.
Like the Farmland Saga.
Yeah,
It's objectively better than the first season.
Anytime I talk to someone in person, and to be fair, most of the people we talk to these days are influencers who like just watch stuff for the views.
100%. They're like, oh yeah, like I liked this because it did well for me.
Yeah, exactly. I hear so many people being like, oh, Vinland Saga's hype until it's just about farming and character development and themes.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Until it's about telling like one of the richest stories ever told in fiction. You're like, I'm gonna choke you. I'm gonna be the last thing you ever see.
And again, to be fair, like you said, anytime I look up like best Vinland Saga arcs like online, everyone says Farmland Saga is the best. So like the real community does like Farmland Saga. It's cool to see the same thing with the Windbreaker community, where from what I've heard and what I've seen online, no one is upset about the change from like a fight every episode to all character development because the character development has been good and arguably better than all of season 1 and the
100%.
first half of season 2.
Yeah. It's crazy because like everyone, I posted a video about it recently, and like everybody in my comments was like, "Oh yeah, I read the manga. Like the manga's incredible. Like it's a very sad kind of thing." And like people are getting into like the deep tones of it. People are like, you need to realize that Sakura is a broken character. Like you need to understand like the most important thing here is it actually like it's like established she wants to be like the most powerful person, but like that's like based in this perception of the only way that he could ever glean like value for himself would be to like use his fists kinds of things. And his directive is now being redirected on account of the fact that he's like figuring out like, oh, I like these are my friends. Why would I want to like beat them in a fight or something? So like the original plot of the story is no longer the plot of the story because of the development that's happening. I think that's fucking dope.
Yeah, I really like that it's like a bait and switch.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, it's this badass, hype ass like shonen, and now it's just a slice of life.
Mm-hmm.
But in a way that like really works because of all that buildup. And I think it was smart to start the season with fights too.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't just like hard alienate people and like, because if it didn't, I'd be waiting for fights the whole time.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, I'm satiated. Like the first half was good. I'm down for this because this is good shit too.
Yeah.
I also really liked the episode. Can I have some water?
Yeah, take all the agua you need, buddy.
Anyway.
Anyways, continuing. You liked the episode. What'd you like about it?
It's a unique story to see in the anime we watch.
Oh my god, yeah.
I won't say it's a unique story to see in anime, because anytime I'm like, man, like, we never see gay characters in anime.
And it's like,
we don't watch gay anime.
We don't watch gay anime.
Yeah.
It's like the fucking RDC podcast being like, there's no stories told in anime. It's like, you're just not watching the story-driven anime.
Exactly.
You're not watching Bocchi the Rock.
So it's like, it's a unique story to see in like a fighting-based shonen anime, and they do it, at least we thought, like, very... just like no subtext, just like upfront, bold, like this is a boy who likes dressing as a girl and being called girl pronouns or like she, her and stuff. We were talking earlier, people are saying that it's not confirmed that they're trans.
Yeah.
Which both of us are confused by.
A lot of people are being like, oh yeah, like they're not a trans character. They just like girly things. And I was like, well, they use she, her pronouns.
Is that anti-woke coping? Is that what that is? Or is it like the LGBT community being more in tune than we are? And they're like, no, that's not actual trans. Like, this is trans.
To me, either way, I genuinely do not think it matters.
Yeah.
Like, I think if it is like, I don't know, because like our transgender friend Daniel told you're like, oh, that's not a transgender character, and I was like, if anybody fucking, I feel as though Daniel would probably understand the subtext here, not only because they're transgender, but also because they have a deep and rich understanding of like A, Japanese culture, and B, like they're the ones explaining to you like the difference between kun and chan.
Right.
And so I was like, fucking, if anybody understands that, it's probably them, and I know for a fact Daniel's not trying to pander to an anti-woke crowd. And so there's that, but there's also the fact that I just love that the core messaging of it is like, hey, like this is what acceptance can look like in this kind of thing. And that's what's kind of crazy is that they're not necessarily the first character to do it. Like the pink-haired character who's like, talking about like, oh, you're being like way too masculine, like fucking like femininity is like not something you should try and avoid or anything like that. Like there is like a lot of like the show is playing with like gender norms, like gender normative like characters and gender normative like behavior and that kind of thing, and how it's completely fine and acceptable to like not be that, and showing like, and how in this hyper masculine environment, like even the most hyper masculine people like Umamiya and Sakura and all these dudes who like fight motherfuckers for a living. Like, they're delinquents, are accepting of them. And that's why I think it's so fucking cool. Like, that's the biggest point I was trying to make in my video. I was like, people don't realize, like, sure, this kind of thing, like, we may not interact with it that much because on account of what we watch.
Yeah.
But this existing in a medium like delinquency anime that's so popular amongst young men. And then, like, just being a fucking, like, bombardment, like, hey, by the way, it's here now, deal with it kind of thing, it's gonna make the worst of them drop the show, 100%. But, like, for the percentage of people, like, if you have a fully functioning brain and you're like, oh, this is a cool story, then, like, you're like, hell yeah, the show just got better. If you're somewhere in the middle and you're like, oh, these characters I like are accepting of these characters.
Yeah, it might push.
It pushes you that way. For the dregs, it's going to be like, oh, this show's woke now. I won't watch it anymore. Like, who gives a shit? Fuck it. But, yeah, I just thought that was so I thought that was so sick.
What made you cry? Because Nick cried.
I did cry. I fucking bawled. When the character whose name that I'm forgetting, it's just crazy because the entire fucking episode's about them. When they're like putting the lipstick on, they're like, "Oh, why does this make me feel good? Like I want to be like when specifically like I want to be normal." I was like, "Oh my god," because like I like dressing very feminine. Like I'll put a mesh shirt on. I wore crop tops. I'd walk around in a dress. Honestly, if I found one that was flattering to me. And so, like, I was like, but that's something I had to deal with. Like, I was like, oh, cool. Like, I grew up in New Hampshire, like, rugged and all that. Like, I had to, like, push through a lot of, like, push back people and, like, oh, don't dress like this, don't dress like that kind of thing. And so I was like, not that I, like, related to the entire experience, but I was like, oh, what an important fucking message for all the boys out there. Like, even if you're not transgender, or, like, even if you don't want to be more feminine, just the acceptance. Like, the acceptance to be who you are and to be accepted by those while accepting who you are is so big for this specific genre and who it's appealing to.
Yeah.
I almost wish it had happened sooner in the season because I know some people may not have gotten this far because they're like, oh, there's no fights. What are we doing?
Right. Yeah. This is like the fourth, maybe?
Fifth episode. Oh, fourth episode of like no fights. Yeah.
Like second
episode also has a fight. Like it's the continuation.
Yeah. So third or fourth episode of no fights. So that does make sense. In terms of like narrative pacing, it's like worked, but I do
100%.
agree if you want to like flashbang like some people and be like, hey, like, now's the time to stand up. Like, either stick with the show because this is what it's about, or get your ass out of here. It would be better to come in like episode 3.
A lot of my comments, like even people who were calling it woke BS, were like, "This is oh my god, it's at 120,000 views."
Woo! That's good.
People were like, they were like. People, here's one of the top comments. For people saying that Tsubaki isn't trans, yes, you're technically correct, but the experience itself is very similar to those undergoing the situation. Be better. Sure, whatever. Anyways.
Wait, what did it say?
They said, for people saying that Tsubaki isn't trans, yes, you are technically right, but the experience itself is very similar.
Oh, got you, yeah.
Be better. And there's people being like, well, Windbreaker is off my list, whatever.
Right.
But people are being like, yeah, like, even, like, this is how I liked, like, if we're doing, like woke propaganda, this is how it should be done kind of thing. But there's definitely a lot of people in my comments being like, we're doing woke fucking...
If this is gonna be how we do woke propaganda, this is how it should be done.
Yeah.
Those are the most important people
100%
to get.
100%.
Because that's...
The people be like, this is woke BS, but I liked it.
Yeah.
You're right. You're so close. You're so close.
They're important because they have such actual potential to switch over and be like, oh, you know what? I like a lot of these characters, and it turns out they haven't ruined my life somehow. So... I really liked the bit where they're like, why am I so happy right now? Mm-hmm. Like, that was beautiful. I was shockingly affected by the end when they're like, oh man, like, they're showing the old man showing the picture of him and his wife, and they're like, wow, like, you guys look so in love. And he's crying, and he's like, do we? Like, I was nervous that she stopped loving me because I so don't deserve her. Like, she's so much better than me. And they convince him that she planted this tree out of like loving spite. Yeah. And then the last image is like, she planted the tree and then it's there and he's like inside doing something, and she does like a little like through the window, and I was like, wow. Like that, it was just cute, and I really liked her. And I liked that. And I like this man who shows up in his like pink little suit and he's like
it's exactly what I want to be with like Dorothy at one point in my life. Like, I want to be fucking fashionable old people.
Yeah. Some of it was like awkward dialogue wise because I have to be an asshole about literally everything.
Okay.
But some of it was like he's like, "Oh, your wife is very pretty." And he's like, "Isn't she? She's pretty often. You should come around and see her be pretty again."
Yeah.
And it's like, are you going to kidnap this kid? Like that was like aggressive as hell.
Yeah.
It's like just, I think the fact that it is so atypical from what I see in these types of anime is what carried it a bit more because there was a lot of that where I'm like, kind of like clunky the way we're like pushing some
We're
of
just
this.
slapping this all together.
Yeah.
He's like, come look at my wife's outfits. And it's like,
Yeah, what?
is this an unsafe environment for me here?
No, like, but
I loved the fucking like info dump on like, oh, here's where high heels came from and shit.
I like
and,
the
here's
ambush
Yeah.
where he's talking to him from behind him and she's talking at him here and they're
Yeah.
like alternating lines and I'm like, hey guys, just let them process for a bit.
fucking let them wear the high heels, walk around the house, and we'll have this conversation
Yeah.
afterwards here. But it was a cool little like thing to learn about like, oh, the history of fashion. I thought that
Yeah.
was dope. But yeah, like really, really fucking good episode.
Yeah.
Awesome to see this from Windbreaker. Really cool. I wonder how this is going to change like viewership or anything like that. I feel like it's going to bring a lot of people to the show. It's going to push a lot of people out of the show. I wonder. I'd like to think that there's a bigger portion of the anime fandom that this would bring like people that would like, oh, look upon it positively than negatively.
I think so. I think it'll like equal out where like the people who leave will be replaced by like BL and fans and stuff like that.
Which is so popular that like there's no fucking like alt-right pipeline of anime.
Yeah.
So like that's not true.
Yeah,
Gate is pretty much like military propaganda and like them just massacring fucking like anybody who's not Japanese. And then there's fucking Drama Queen. There is some alt-right-y anime and manga for sure.
I bet alt-right anime is in line with like harem stuff. Like it's not what you would think.
It's incel shit.
Yeah,
it's 100%.
exactly.
Like in the circle, the Venn diagram between alt-right and incel is a circle.
Mushoku.
Mushoku Tensei's up there. It's fucking up there 100%, dude. All right, that is the end of that. Let's talk about Lazarus.
Weirdly, my favorite episode.
Probably the best episode.
Yeah, it's Midsommar.
It's Midsommar. I was about to fucking say it's Midsommar. Oh my, even then that it ends in a fucking fire.
Yeah, it's like literally actually a rip off of Midsommar.
Yeah.
They visit a cult
that the hacker was raised inside of.
Yeah.
All right, can I speak now that I've said something nice about Lazarus? Can I say something bad about it?
Sure.
This is the first episode that means something. We're six episodes into Lazarus right now, right? And I get there's probably going to be like 30 episodes. And I'm like, okay, cool. So there's 30 episodes. So there's like a lot of anime here before we ever find Skinner kind of thing.
I don't know
right?
though. We're already on day 17.
Is there 17 days left?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
So they're moving at like a couple days an episode.
Oh, I thought they were doing like, they do like the ticker at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's going to be one each. I didn't even notice it was 17.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be like 12 then
yeah.
episodes or something like that, which is great news because fuck me. Like, I don't think we could stretch this to 30. Every episode, to me, if you're building a noir or you're building a detective thriller where you're trying to find somebody, right?
Yeah.
Every episode has to accomplish one of two things. Either it builds out a clue that gets you closer to finding the person, right? So it's like, oh, hey, we investigated this company and now we know where he is kind of thing. But the beginning of every episode of Lazarus it's almost episodic. They're like, hey, new thing happened between the last episode and this one. New piece of info. Let's go investigate it. Like, it's almost like a fucking NCIS, right?
Right.
Like, hey, new crime dropped. And we're like, cool, we have to go and do something completely unrelated to the fucking last 12 episodes we just did, right?
Yeah.
There's been no connection between any of the episodes whatsoever outside of the fact that they now all work together.
Yeah.
And so if you're not going to connect the episodes through what you accomplished in the previous episode, give me character development.
Yeah.
And there has been no character development except for the last two episodes.
I think they've been doing world development like in replace of that. But
World development for a 12 episode and like I don't need it.
Well, but it's also not like an interesting world, really. It's just like your typical future kind of like punk thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like I did like this episode because it was a little more like character stuff.
Yeah.
And I liked seeing this cult. It was pretty interesting. In the beginning of the episode, this is so like a joke that we kind of had to be watching it together for it to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the beginning, do you remember like someone hands like the black character hands the blonde girl a like magazine or a book or something, and she's like, whoa, who's making books these days? And he's like, it's from 2003 or something like that.
I vaguely remember this. Yeah.
I wanted him to be like, it's from 2003. It's called SoundCloud Paper.
Yeah.
And like,
and they have to like drag their finger over it. And it's like, oh my God, it's another encrypted message.
yeah, it's just
Sorry, guys, we didn't deal with SoundCloud. We need to get them in every episode.
everything's a SoundCloud thing. Or that, or it's like a dystopia where SoundCloud became like the biggest conglomerate like ever.
It's just like every job is like some kind of like fucking beat production job. And you're like, please, we need corn.
We need corn.
No, we need food. It's like, no, we need to drop fucking NBA Youngboy's 15th album.
Here at Soundcorn Industries.
Yeah. You're like, fuck, okay, I'm sorry.
But yeah, even though it was my favorite, I am struggling to come up with things to talk about for it.
I wrote The Hacker Grew Up a Quaker. This is what I talk about when we're just doing things. This show may as well be episodic. I love that we're finally getting some depth on these characters. This is a phone scroll show, and I said at least this episode achieved character development.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the idea of an AI. I like the idea of an AI controlling a cult. Why the fuck would you make an AI specifically designed to seek power? Are you fucking insane? Oh yeah, hey, let's make a powerful AI and then give it a god complex.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I like the AI being like, so it ends with the AI being like, to be a god is to
Toy with humans.
Is to like be okay with like wasting human life.
Yeah.
And he's like, does that not make me a god because I've achieved that? At first I was like, that's kind of weird. Then I thought about it. I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to chew on that.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
Hold up. That's all of Greek mythology. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
good.
I like that, like, there's this weird ask that like, is divinity just like willingness to waste human life?
Think about it. It's just like every time you've been given the opportunity to do like some kind of Sims-esque game.
Yeah.
You're just fucking with the Sims.
Yeah.
Like 100%. You're building swimming pools, you're putting them in, you're erasing the ladder.
Yeah.
And you're like, I wonder how long this one will last. It's like mother of three, fucking time to sink, bitch.
True.
Every single time. So I did think that was kind of cool. Outside of that, Lazarus is, like I said, a phone scroll show.
I can't believe we're still watching it.
I feel like because if we didn't, we would get yelled at.
Someone
I'll tell
was
you
like-
right now, I let out an audible sigh every time I have to scroll over to HBO Max. I'll be done with all my Crunchyroll shows and I'm like, I'm done. And I was like, I feel like I'm missing something. And I'm like, fuck, I have to open Max.
I know. I keep having to check. Like, I've like broken into like segments in my notes, and I keep having to go back to here to remember we watch Lazarus and DMC.
But speaking of DMC,
Special episode.
that's a fun episode.
I can't believe I didn't receive any texts or anything from you about this one.
Good ass episode.
Good episode. Special episode. No dialogue.
No dialogue. Well, there's some dialogue.
At the end.
Some dialogue, but fuck me. So when people came into our chat a couple of weeks ago and they were like, hey, or it was my chat, I was streaming. They're like, hey, are you watching Devil May Cry? Fun show, really good villain. And I was like, yeah, it was a quippy dialogue, like good rabbit thing. Didn't really understand the whole rabbit thing. This episode, this is what Invincible thought it was doing.
Yeah.
Like,
I know
is-
exactly what you're talking
This
about.
is when Invincible did like the two gay villains who tried to get into a regular life, but had to get back into villainy, and then were like immediately like taken out by Bulletproof or something like that. This is what they thought they were doing. This episode fucking nailed audioless, like an entire audioless episode.
Yeah.
And they didn't do only like it was a whole 24 minute episode of just like fucking
Just evanescence.
it was Evanescence. The second came on, I was like, there's no way that's not Evanescence.
Yeah.
The sound design. Also, this is what Lazarus thinks it's doing with sound design. Listen, and this may just be like, oh, Nick likes new metal more than he likes jazz. Fucking surprise. But man, did I love the sound design and music choices throughout this entire episode.
Yeah.
When like there's the bunny bad guy whose name I don't remember. Yeah. When he's a kid, he's like obsessed with the allegory for taking drugs book.
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. And he like finds this portal and he's like, this is my moment to go be like Alice in Wonderland kind of thing, to head down the rabbit hole kind of thing. And the second he gets to hell, it's just like, bow! It's just like fucking like 2007, like divorced dad rock kicks in. You're like, oh hell yeah, we're literally in hell. fuck me. Like everything from like the death of that little girl, like her like choking on her own blood, like getting lit on fire, him like becoming a tinkerer and trying to get demons to like the overworld kind of thing, them all getting greased by Lady and all the fucking demon. It's so good.
Yeah.
I don't get how people could dislike the show.
How'd you feel about, well, actually, I only wrote one note.
Okay.
And I wrote, they would play lacrosse in hell.
I forgot. Yeah, they did have lacrosse, and oh my god, if there was play ice hockey or something, get a cool off sport.
Lacrosse,
play less running.
I like that lacrosse is the national sport of hell.
Yeah, I honestly, if I had to say, oh, there's one sport in hell, it would probably like the one sport I wouldn't want to play is lacrosse, and I'm good at lacrosse.
Well, that's why you wouldn't want to play it. It's a punishment.
It is. It's so much goddamn running.
If I had to think of
one sport would be in heaven.
Oh.
It's
well, so
I'll tell you right now, it's baseball.
It's baseball.
It's 100% baseball.
Why?
It's mostly sitting.
Hold on. Like, what are you equating this to? The joke I'm doing is that lacrosse is miserable and it breeds miserable people.
100%.
And that's why it's in hell.
Yeah.
And so, but baseball sucks.
Baseball doesn't. How fucking dare you?
Baseball's not fun.
Baseball may suck to watch. Kind of fun to play.
Kind of fun to play.
Kind of fun to play.
When you're at bat.
Yeah, but it's easy.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like you don't have to run a lot. It's not easy, but
football is better than baseball. Everyone gets to play more of the time.
I feel like the answer is probably soccer, but that's still so much goddamn running.
It's basketball?
Still a lot of running.
It doesn't have to be, though, I feel.
I guess.
Like, it's less than soccer. Soccer is like a mile-long field.
Yeah.
Basketball is much shorter.
Yeah, but it's more back and forths. Soccer, like, it's like, oh, they have the ball up there, so I can chill out back here kind of thing, you know? You got to play both sides of the ball in basketball, unfortunately.
I'll say basketball, though. I think that's what I'm locking in.
Man. That's not a bad choice.
It's just a good time. Basketball's the only game that I would frequently, like, just find a bunch of strangers and be like, let's all play this. Like, I wouldn't do that with, like, touch football, you know? That's like a family gathering game.
You know what it is? It's beach volleyball.
I knew you'd say that.
It's fucking beach volleyball.
I fucking hate
that.
Beach volleyball
sport.
is my hell.
Yeah, fucking that was a tough day for you. Tough day for Dan.
What's it called? Anyway, how'd you feel about all the demons this episode being the, like, Darth Maul humanoid ones that we complained about?
You complained about
that
it first
I complained
off.
about.
Don't you dare lump me into your. They should all be horrific fucking eldritch beasts take.
The only thing I don't love, and I guess I kind of agree with, like, the annoying haters with, is I don't like how soft they're making hell with each episode, where it's just like, oh,
Hell look terrifying.
Just because there's a big orca monster.
There's a ton of terrifying monsters, and then you can't breathe the air. They're all slaves. All the fucking humanoid ones are slaves down in hell.
Yeah, but they were playing lacrosse. They were doing all right.
Well, they're only playing lacrosse because, well, first off, that's very clearly an allegory for the Native American experience because lacrosse is a fucking Native American sport.
Is it?
100%.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, like, the fact that they're playing lacrosse is, like, very much, like, symbolic of the fact, like, oh, fucking, like, they were suppressed. Like, yeah, they live in hell as well, but, like, they're being taken over. They have to live, like, in fear.
Right.
So, that's why. I think why, at least. If you want to take it, or they're just like, hey, fucking, it'd be cool if they were playing lacrosse.
They had
it's
a game.
It's really, it's you can take the curtains are blue as far as you want.
I feel like they just wanted the kids to be doing something. But,
Probably.
Yeah, but it was, I liked the episode. It was definitely sick.
Mm-hmm.
I love...
Do you want them saving the ugly ones? Is that what you want them? You want the ugly ones getting saved too?
I want the ugly ones getting saved.
Okay.
Because it's too, like, why are you babying me with this, like, allegory of immigration? Where it's like, it's this rated R show where Lady says fuck every other sentence. And yet they're like, oh, but, like, your dumbass, baby-ass brain needs to know that they're good guys, so we're gonna make them look like humans.
You ever consider the fact that this is an anime made from a video game called Devil May Cry, which may not exactly bring the most intelligible crowd forward? Not to say anything against Devil May Cry fans, but it is just a fucking shooter.
I guess so, but I mean, this is just like my opinion, so it's like...
Because you have a movie degree.
Well, I do got movie degree.
Yeah.
Which arguably is also a sign of poor intelligence.
But it is a sign of overanalyzing things, so...
But it's just like, in my opinion, like, as media I'm consuming, I'm like, it's a bit of an eye roll where I'm like, oh, and all the demons are like, you know, just playing lacrosse,
They've got
and they're
10
all
fingers and they love human sports.
Yeah, and they're all handsome and this and that. Like,
Yes. Yeah, I guess if the answer is like, would you fuck the demon? Then like, then like maybe we've gone too far in making them look like a human.
yeah.
Because it's like in fucking, it's in like not Fallout. Is it Fallout? Fallout.
Yeah.
No, not Fallout. Not Dead Space.
What are you talking?
Talia, Garrus,
Oh, Mass Effect.
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not, like, obviously, like, oh, you're like fucking Garrus or you're fucking Talia, like, oh, cool, like, because they're hot, you know?
Yeah.
Give me some real skloimpy ass, give me some real muck ass demon but with a flaming personality,
I
you know?
feel like Castlevania toes the line well, where you still feel bad for the demons.
Oh, the night
even when,
creatures?
yeah, even when they look like absolute fucking
Just terrifying
monsters.
Yeah, they're just like the worst thing to look at. That's fair.
Yeah.
There's all teeth. You know, it's actually going to be an interesting study in that the new Predator movie.
Yeah, because he's fucking disgusting.
Because he's disgusting and he's got his like he's not wearing his like cool sexy mask. He's not
Yeah.
just like a cool guy with dreads.
Dude, I can't wait to see this all movie.
Yep.
This just exposed in a protagonist.
Yeah, and I have to like that dude. No way, fucking no.
Yeah, that'll be a good experiment. They did like humanize him a little. Like they brought his head shape down
He's
to like
little.
human
He's a little
proportions.
guy.
Yeah, he's a little guy.
What are they called? They're fucking
I don't fucking know. So like T'Chunklas, you know,
aliens
like
or some shit like that. Yeah, I think it's an A.
aliens.
Oh, yeah. Oh, god damn it. Nah, that was just subconscious. That was just my subconscious brain repronouncing aliens.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's all we got from Devil May Cry, which leaves us with... Holy shit. Oh, wait, no. To Be Hero...
Oh, my God.
More like To Be Hero Smex. I don't know. It was the worst episode.
Yeah, To Be Hero trash, more like.
It was still a good episode.
Yeah, good ending, fine episode.
Yeah.
I wrote, this is the most evil looking secret base.
Their new warehouse?
Yeah.
What didn't you like about it?
Just looks like where you torture people.
It's literally just the Arrow. It's the Arrow hideout.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's just them under a nightclub, and everyone's like, wow, I wonder what happens in the basement.
Yeah. So this is episode 6.
Uh-huh.
And I liked what's the guy's name? Isol?
Isol, yeah.
I liked seeing the real Isol and his like missing arm and like him going into the like Iron Man like prosthetic machine.
Yeah.
And that was cool and seeing him train. I'm so shocked by this ending because they kill the friend
Yeah.
who's been cucking new Isol.
Well, I mean, not really. Like,
Well-
the Summer's just like, hey, listen, like, I'm not gonna go with him unless you fucking like. If you
Yeah.
grow a pair and ask me out, I'll go with you. And he's like, I don't have the tickets. It's
Yeah,
like,
right.
just tell her you have the tickets, man.
Well, this friend character's so funny because he's so unrelentingly nice and cool.
He's Harry Osborn.
Yeah.
It's Harry Osborn, Tommy Maguire, and fucking Mary Jane
Yeah.
in the original Spider-Man trilogy.
Yeah.
Because fucking Tobey Maguire is like, I don't know if she likes me. And Harry Osborn's like, hey, I'm rich and hot. And she's like, well, that does sound pretty nice.
Yeah.
And she's like, I like you, poor uglier one. And he's like, well, I don't know if I can ask her out. She's like, well, cool. I'm going to go date the fucking billionaire.
Yeah. He is Harry. You're correct.
I know.
I like I like that he's like so cool and so like just a great stand-up guy that like you can't even really side with Isol. Like you kind of just have to be like, yeah, he's a better dude.
I can't. I'm woke to it. I think he's the bad guy. I don't think he's actually dead.
I also thought, well, that's the thing. That's where I was going. He's so nice and he's so cool that I'm like, no way this guy's not evil. Like,
no, you're 100% evil.
Yeah.
I think he was the one who organized not only the fucking
Moon Death.
well, like no, well, so like oh, maybe not that, but I think he organized like the guys kidnapping that little girl or the little boy. Like yeah, so I think he
Maybe.
got the kidnappers on the little boy, and then I think he is the person who released that info as well, so it could bring the Enlighter in to expose Isol.
Right,
So I think
right.
he's like actually trying to make a push for like
Yeah.
new Isol to replace like old Isol,
That-
so he can be like the guy behind the guy.
That makes sense. Yeah, well, so I was on the same page where I'm like, this dude's definitely evil for sure. And then when he gets shot in the face, I was really taken aback. Like that really shocked me. Maybe he's not dead. Maybe it is like a blood squibs thing. I like the scenario though. I like the idea that he's like trying on the mask and he steps outside and is mistaken for Isol and then shot.
My biggest note here was I like the conversational piece on the fact that people love a downfall. I also loved that fucking Esol is just turned into Mr. Beast. He's like, please buy my toys.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. Like, I love like the fact that you've gone so capitalistic here that like you're so separated from like the actual heroism that like you're being replaced by like a genuine, authentic article. And I think that's what the Harry Osborn of this equation is trying to get done here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was hoping for a Super Crooks kind of ending. Have you seen Super Crooks?
yes.
Where in the first episode, an electric hero or whatever accidentally fries a swimming
I forgot
pool.
he falls into the swimming pool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kills like 20 people.
Yeah, he accidentally fries a swimming pool full of people. And in this, it's raining, and Esol starts running towards Harry Osborn, and he starts like getting all electric-y and stuff.
Yeah.
And I really thought he was gonna zap like all the rain and kill the love interest too.
That'd be kind of sick.
I know.
That would be kind of sick. I wrote, so this is now like it gets revealed when the Enlighter gets involved that this is actually now before the Nice
Yeah.
Timeline, which is weird because it's been like counting down this like hero thing that's like supposed to be happening at the end. It's like days until the hero competition or something like that. But we're now moving in reverse for some reason. So
Or maybe just all over the place.
maybe,
You know, like maybe it's just non-linear at all.
but like in the opening, like it's nice as the last person shown. Like it's like all the heroes are flashed. Like and we see like new Scion or Lucky Scion and all that. And then like at the end, it's like nice is revealed kind of thing. And I really think like we might actually be working in reverse, like all the way back until like maybe like we're introduced to like Hero X at the end.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't know, but I this show. Listen, this like I said, this is probably this is a good episode. It's not a bad episode by any means, but like it's not a 10 out of 10 like all the other episodes.
Yeah, it has been like, I'm ready to leave Esol, I think. I get we just have one more, I think, with him, but
Maybe. I think
I'm
it's gonna be
ready.
4 episodes each.
How many have we had? Two?
Two.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm ready for someone else.
I mean, but here's so they like with the last like nice. It was like the first 2 episodes are focused on him, and then the 3rd episode was like stand firm,
Yeah.
or firm guy or whatever. And then like there was a close up episode, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna need like the next protagonist needs a way different personality because this guy's too similar to Nice.
And
Is
that
my
like it's a
thing.
0 to hero story kind of thing.
It's a 0 to hero story. It's a better one because this guy like is a 0.
Yeah.
But he's just like a shy, pretty polite, nice guy.
Yeah.
Like personality wise, they're very similar. And so since we went from like a story I'm very invested in, which was the Nice one, to this completely reset, but with a similar and similarly bland protagonist, I'm like, if we do another reset, it can't just be another like.
Well, we still have Noir
white bread
Dog and
dude.
Lucky Cyan. Those are
Okay.
2 that I know that we're going to get at some point, which I'm assuming are going to be massively different.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
I am looking forward to that at least. But yeah, no, it definitely wasn't like the best episode of all time, but I love this. Like this episode gives me so many, like this show in general has given me so many theories to think about and dive into here. So that's like probably my favorite thing about it. All right, you want to get to our best boys?
Yeah, you want to go first?
Yes. My best boy actually isn't Thunderbolts or Friendship. Both very good movies. Thunderbolts is probably the best Marvel I've seen in a while.
Okay.
It's good. Florence Pugh is not the best part of it by any means. I think she's fine. The CGI definitely gets clunky occasionally, but it is a very good looking ensemble story.
Right.
So it's fun. It's a very fun watch. Friendship is, if you love, I think you should leave Detroiters, anything Tim Robinson. It's great. Paul Rudd's really good in it as well. It is a fucking tough watch though. It was one of my favorite theater experiences I've had in a while because there's a couple of moments where like it's like I just love watching comedies in theaters, because I love like everyone laughing. But there's a lot of moments where like people just out loud were like, oh, like literally you felt the fucking wind leave the room. You're like, oh, like it's so fucking. There's a scene where Tim Robinson like is like apologizing to a group of guys for like fucking up basically, and he's like, I know what to do, and he just shoves an entire bar of soap in his mouth, and he's like, I'd be a bad boy, I'd be so not, and everyone's just like, oh, it's so fucking funny. It's very good. You could not pay me to watch it twice.
Yeah.
My best boy this week is actually One Piece episode 127 and 128.
All right.
Holy fucking shit. One Piece, that is like your 5th yawn in 5 minutes.
Sometimes
Did
I'm
you
eepy.
sleep last night?
I'm eepy.
You're the eepiest
It's
guy.
a Monday. I worked out and we've been yapping.
You're blowing yawns at me at Mach 7 here.
You're just snoozing me, dude.
Yeah, my bad.
Fucking
I'm
wrap it up.
Because you haven't had a chance to talk. The baby needs his chance to talk
It's
here.
just, bah.
Yeah. All right. So episodes 1127 and 1128 of One Piece. I'm putting this in there next yawn. I'm treating you like B girl. You're taking this to the mouth.
Jesus Christ.
1127, 1128. The animation is like nothing I've ever seen in One Piece. It's the animation for 1127 and 1128 is so good. They just posted they punted on 1129. They're like, hey, this week we're not putting out an episode. They put out like one of the recap episodes. It's like they've only been back for like 8 episodes. They're already doing recaps because they're like, you have no idea. They were gone for 5 months.
Yeah.
And then they're like, by the way, that tapped us out here. We need another week. But fuck me, Egghead Island is going absolutely insane. I see you stifling it. I see you fucking.
Oh, no.
I see you, motherfucker.
I've always wondered if people could tell.
You can.
Oh, no.
The jaw moves a little bit. I've also wondered the same thing, and you've taught me. So yes, One Piece is my best boy this week.
That's hype. I keep seeing clips of One Piece just going banana mode. Like I thought you were about to throw something at me.
I'm close.
Going absolutely banana mode. In like the past, it was like I told you. I described them as looking like melanated Luffy. It was some with like rocket boots. Yeah.
It was the Seraphim. Yeah,
I've seen like those bits, those clips, and they are unbelievably sick. I wish I would ever get to like that level of One Piece. I don't think I will before I die.
Simply 1,000 episodes away.
Yeah, just too much.
The worst part about One Piece is that genuinely, and this is genuinely something I would say to somebody who wanted to get into One Piece, it kicks up to a crazy new level at guess what episode?
Like 800?
1,000. At episode 1,000, like Toei was just like, by the way, we're going to triple the budget for One Piece. And like it legitimately post episode 1,000 starts going fucking nuts.
It's so funny because even though 800 was a ridiculous number in my head, you go, okay, take that and then add like the entirety of a different long show.
Add the like double My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
Fucking insane. Like it's like genuinely like post episode 1,000 is nuts.
Unreasonable.
It's a ridiculous ask.
I think if I can, I'll read up until like Egghead Island and then like, or up until episode 1,000 and then get to watching it.
I am either a slow reader or an appreciator of manga because it takes me like, how long would you say it takes you to read a chapter of manga?
10 minutes.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, is that too long?
No, like I'm like 5 to 7 minutes for a chapter of manga, like 15, 20 pages kind of thing. Because I'm like looking at the art, I'm reading, I'm like blowing through it. There's still almost 1,200 chapters in One Piece. Like it's like I was like 70, 80 chapters back for One Piece. I want to get caught up so I could do manga reviews and shit. Took me 3 fucking days.
Yeah.
Took me 3 days of reading like 4 hours a day. I was like, it's only 80 chapters. They're fucking 15 pages. It's a picture book.
Yeah.
That took like 12 hours.
It's definitely faster than watching. You can't
100%.
You can't do something else, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons, but I do like the One Piece manga a lot. We talked about Nami's mother's death, and there's a great panel where she's like got the gun to her head or she's holding a gun to someone. I forget what happens, but it's that. And then they've got like what looks like one of those like Japanese or Chinese fans. It's like a bunch of slivers of like different memories and she's in front of it. And I'm like, oh, that's like, you can't do that in the anime. That's just cool as hell.
Yeah, the manga is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But it is a tough read sometimes. All right.
My best boy is Sinners. It's
our close personal friend, Ryan Coogler, made it.
Ryan Coogler, our best friend,
Yes.
made it. Wow, such an inside joke that truly only you and I.
And it's for you and me.
It's funny because while I was watching it, it's not that. What? What? Are you about to tank me because I confided in you as a friend?
Oh, it was just like the idea of. Never mind.
Good podcasting content, everyone. Nick,
Vampires can be black. I just love that going through your head. I don't know why. I just love Danny. I love you sitting down and be like, what? Humana. I don't know why.
like I'm in the 20s and it's just like, oh, can't you believe it?
What? I don't know why. Oh, it just came to me.
Thanks. I'm glad that's how you see me.
That wasn't even just a you thing. I love the idea of somebody sitting down and just be like, oh, what?
But anyway, well, no, they're like white. Like the first ones are white.
Oh, I've heard everything I've heard about this movie has confused me more.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, it's a musical, and then they're twins, and Michael B. Jordan plays both of them, and then I'm like, oh, I thought they were all vampires, and now you're telling me they're not?
There's vampires. It starts off with just 3 white vampires. It starts off with 1 white vampire who becomes 3, who then becomes a lot of mixed race vampires.
Okay, cool. I just have to see the movie at this fucking point.
It's so people calling it a musical is so correct, but not in the way that you think. Like people aren't gonna like it's it's not like The Lion King where all of a sudden everyone knows this like song.
Gotcha.
There's like music just plays a huge role in the movie and in the themes. And it's funny because while I was watching it, I wasn't having those thoughts. But while I was watching it, I was like, because there's been such hype for this movie, and every IMAX screening has sold out the second it gets posted.
Apparently, they're putting it back out on 70 millimeter, I think.
Sick. That is what it would be. But I'd see it again on 70. But yeah, everyone's like, you got to see this in IMAX, and even though I don't think that like visually you need to see it in IMAX, like it's not like Interstellar or Dune 2.
Yeah,
you need the sound. Because music is so like ingrained, like I am so glad I saw this movie with like a booming surround sound experience. Yeah. But yeah, everyone was like hyping this movie into oblivion, and as I was watching it, I'm like, it's pretty fun. Like I'm having a good time, but like I have some issues with it and this and that. Like I don't know if it's like the best movie ever made. And then when I left, just progressively more and more, like I had the coffee jitters. I was like, that movie was fucking awesome. That was fucking great. Can we talk about Sinners more? Yeah. Guys, I know you said you liked Sinners, but like, did you really like it? Like, tell me again. We should have that car discussion again.
Yeah.
Like, it was such a slow burn hit where after I left this like 2.5 hour long movie, I was like, man, but did it have to end?
Yeah.
So it was sick. It's pretty fucking.
You think it's your favorite movie of the year?
Yeah. By virtue, what else came out this year though? Even God, you just turned into like a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic.
I'm trying to think of what I've seen. I've seen Thunderbolts. I've seen Friendship. I've seen
best movies of 2025.
Anora was last year.
I didn't see Warfare yet.
I've heard Warfare was also very good.
Yeah.
There's too many good movies coming out was the problem.
I gotta see that. I haven't seen any of them.
There's new Marvel coming out. I'm hearing it's fucking crazy.
This was way better than Mickey 17.
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, I haven't seen.
Ooh, what was that one with the guy who played Kang the Conqueror, and he's like awkward, and it's also a double role.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that though. Yeah, I don't think I've seen like anything this year.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm trying to see if chat is like, oh, you missed Splungus 2.
There's a scene in this movie that's genuinely Splungus 2.
I'm happy. I love it. A delayed trigger for Splungus 2.
That's just good comedy.
Thanks.
Man.
That's what I'm here for.
There's a scene in this movie that legitimately is one of the best scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
Okay.
And I feel like everyone will know what I'm talking about, and I won't like say it, but like, and you'll know when you see it, you'll know the scene.
Okay.
And so that was like, when I saw that,
Rachel's not fucking.
Was it Haley Steinfeld? And no, the fuck it wasn't.
It wasn't the spit in the mouth?
I hated that.
Yeah?
That was a vile.
Didn't do it for you?
Oh. I saw Waffalo being like, yeah, I saw that scene. That got me revved. And I was like, wait, you freak. You damned freak.
You goddamn monster.
I hated it. I hate spit.
Fair.
But so, yeah, this scene, like, there's a really long, incredible, unbelievable scene. And at the end of it, I was just fucking like, I like looked down at the row of friends I was with and I was like, that's fucking cinema, baby.
A whole row of friends.
Whole row of friends. They were mostly Josh's friends. I know. Like, you're going to come out to AMC, where I don't frequent.
Like, you were going to come down to the IMAX at AMC Row G, my favorite seat.
It was just great. I mean, I want to talk about it like a ton, but I can't because you haven't seen it. But yeah, like genuinely, it's one of those movies where I'm like, there are problems. I had flaws with it, but it's still maybe a 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. It's also just like, it should have been a show because there's a lot of really cool concepts and great potential.
Like there's like a very cool universe to build off kind of thing.
Well, there's great universe, but there's a lot of like stuff in it where I'm like, that's a great concept. I think like these specific ideas needed another like 15 minutes each to really hit their full potential.
Yeah.
Like it is like, it's like 2 hours and 17 minutes and I'm still like, man, it needs to be longer.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it was like a limited series, it'd be like the perfect version of itself.
I wonder, is like the story like wrapped?
Like, yeah, but they could do, I mean, you could just do other
There's
vampires
and shit. Yeah. That's
well,
fair.
what's cool, last thing. What's cool is it's kind of about a vampire collecting songs.
Oh.
That's why music is like important in it. And it's about how like music, like, creates community and like helps people like endure suffering and like relate to people with suffering. 'Cause it's a lot about blues and it's a lot about like the Black community and stuff like that. And so it's about this vampire who like loves stealing songs because when they like turn a vampire, they get all their memories and all their talents and shit.
Oh.
But that's like, they barely get into that.
Crazy.
And I'd love to see this vampire, like a prequel of this vampire, like going through generations, like harassing Mozart and like stealing music throughout the timeline.
Biopsy for Elvis?
I just don't know.
Just stealing rock and roll and blues from the Black community and being like, I'm going to do it because people are cool when I do it.
That would be awesome. It's not, but like if they made a couple of tweaks, that'd be so cool about how like white people stole rock from the Black community.
Yeah.
That'd be really sick.
Oh, there are things you could do with a limited series.
Yeah, I don't think it's that, but I'd
just
love
have like
that.
Elvis do a little shimmy and then show his fangs.
Yeah.
And then be like, actually, they had to pull the steak out of his chest on his toilet. He didn't die of constipation. He died of wood to the heart.
Yeah.
He didn't die of. Do you ever hear about the Elvis Presley lunch? He used to hollow out an entire loaf of banana bread and then fill it with bacon, peanut butter, and jelly, and then eat the whole thing. The whole thing's like 6,000 calories, and then he didn't poop for 3 months and he died. What an icon. What an icon.
Yeah.
My news is that we're not going to Don to Don next week. We're going to Don in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The 28th.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
I said that.
Go. Well, that brings me to our favorite part of the episode, Love Letters, where we pull our live audience to ask us a question here that we answer here live on the podcast. So if you guys ever want to interact with us, hang out with us before and after podcast, get the podcast 2 days early, or get 2 hours of additional Nick and Danny time a month, you can become a Patreon member for $4.99 a month. Me and Danny are playing Split Fliction, and we're about 2 hours in right now. I think it's about a 10-hour game, so we got a couple more hours left. What's going on?
Spit Fliction.
Spit Fliction, baby! So Acrylic Shark asks, what's the peak of each anime genre? For brevity's sake, let's do 4. So you'll do 2, I'll do 2.
Yeah, I don't want to do this. I'm incredibly nervous about public perception.
People love when you say this is the best of a thing. Because then if it's like conflicted against theirs, like, oh, hey, everyone has opinions, you know?
Yeah, that's definitely a comment I've received ever.
Everyone's really cool about it. So you have it first. You're going with shonen.
Oh, so exciting.
Yep.
I really think, here's the thing. I'd love to say that the peak of shonen is Naruto.
Uh-huh.
Because it just does so much right.
Yep.
It does the ensemble cast really well. It does the tournament arc insanely well.
Yeah.
It's got the filler, but I'm one of those people who's willing to be like, Naruto's filler doesn't exist because you could just skip it.
Naruto's filler is a much better problem to have than pacing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can always skip filler, you can't skip pacing.
Exactly. I'd much rather have full skippable episodes than canon episodes that move too slow.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Naruto has a fall-off problem that a lot of other shonen have.
It does not think it's landing.
I'm trying to think of like a shonen that's just tight from beginning to end. It's not Demon Slayer.
Black Clover's up there.
Shut up.
Hunter Hunter's up there. Well, like if you want to talk about like Black Clover has animation problems, right? It has out of all of the shonen, Black Clover has the best. It has no filler and it has incredible pacing.
But Black Clover doesn't ever hit a peak that Naruto
That's what I'm
hits.
saying. So
Yeah.
Black Clover's not as good a story as Naruto, but it doesn't have the filler or the pacing issues.
Yeah.
Naruto has filler issues. It doesn't take its landing. One Piece has pacing issues and it's too long. Bleach has filler issues. And honestly, I would say if you wanted to say out of the big three, Bleach is going to end up with the best anime post 1,000-Year Blood War arc. I would say that's not a terrible take, but it does have filler issues.
I'd say you know what? I'm gonna be a little like cheater with it. I'd say Naruto pre-Shippuden, in my opinion.
Just OG Naruto.
Just OG Naruto.
If you want to say pre-Shippuden, just say Naruto pre-episode 123.
Yeah.
Or like 145 or something like that.
That's like pinnacle shonen to me.
The last 80 episodes of OG Naruto are all filler.
Yeah.
It's 80 straight episodes
Yeah,
of filler.
yeah.
It's more than a year of filler.
Yeah, but OG Naruto just does so much right, and it's so enthralling.
Every arc in OG Naruto is iconic.
Yeah.
Land of Waves, Tuning, Konoha Crush, Sasuke Retrieval arc. It's
Yeah.
4 arcs. It's tight. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. What about you? So you're going with Isekai?
I'm going with Cute Girls Do Cute Things and Isekai.
Yeah.
I think the best Cute Girls Do Cute Things anime of all time is Bocchi the Rock. I love Bocchi. I love Bocchi the Rock. Not only is a fun story, like a great story with fun like characters, that's really cutesy. It's getting its second season coming up here very soon. The music that comes out of it is just like literally peak. I listen to the music from Bocchi the Rock like on repeat. Like Anu Bando is like one of my favorite songs maybe ever. The openings are great. I cried when Bocchi finally got the confidence to like perform at the end of season 1. So if I had to say best CDGDCT is Bocchi the Rock.
Gotcha.
Okay. You have
Seinen?
Seinen.
Rattle off some Seinen. Just in case I'm missing
Vinland
some.
Saga.
Yeah.
Monster.
That's what I'm saying.
Vagabond.
Isn't Black Clover considered one?
God, no.
No?
They're all 15.
Yeah.
There's a time skip.
Oh, I'm thinking of not Gachikuda. Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise is a seinen.
Yeah. Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise is pretty sick.
Hell's Paradise is
Jujutsu
fun.
Kaisen.
Jujutsu
is a
Kaisen
seinen.
is not a seinen. Technically, Hell's Paradise also isn't a seinen. They're considered like the sinister shonen.
Is Chainsaw Man not
Chainsaw
seinen?
Man, JJK, and Hell's Paradise are considered the sinister shonen. They're like the 3 that are like the adult shonen kind of thing.
Don't give me this prompt.
You don't want seinen?
Because we know 2 seinen.
Just say the one, Danny. Say the one.
What?
Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga?
It is objectively the best seinen of all time.
I don't really like the anime.
That's why. Okay.
I like the manga.
You can like the manga.
Yeah, I like the manga.
Why don't you like the anime?
It just isn't as good as the manga in any regard. It just doesn't. We talked about it before, and it just doesn't elevate the manga in the way that like other anime do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it like when you're comparing the manga and the anime, you're just like, there's no reason for me to go and watch the anime. Like,
Yeah.
I get it moves and
Yeah.
there's color, but the art in the manga is so unbelievably good. It's got some of the best, like, you turn a page and it's a full page of art moments that just grabs you. I think the fights are better in the manga, because even though there isn't motion, it's really impressive how the mangaka frames out the movement of like the blood splatters or just like the poses so that you'll see like 6 guys in one frame. But you could tell by the way everyone's posed exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It's so clear. It's so legible in a way that like I think other manga like Fire Punch and My Hero Academia struggle with.
I was going to say, Fire Punch doesn't have an anime. Berserk?
Berserk's
Steins Gate?
Berserk's good because it's just a guy with a gigantic sword. So most of the good panels are just him swinging it and then someone cut in half.
Exactly.
I don't know about Steins Gate.
All right, fine. You don't have to answer Seinen. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to do my isekai.
Your isekai.
I think the greatest isekai of all time is, and listen, isekai was my favorite genre of all time. If you had asked me when I was younger, I would have said SAO. I would have said Log Horizon. But those are a lot of shows. Either SAO has been gone for like 6 years now. Log Horizon falls off a cliff. I would have said Slime isekai before season 3. But right now, the only isekai that I continuously watch, outside of Konosuba, which I don't want to put in here because it's comedy, is ReZero. ReZero, even though season 2 is fucking horrendous, but it's not as bad as season 3 of Slimy Sky. Season 2 is not as good as season 3. Season 3 is fucking peak. And so if I had to say one isekai has managed to retain my attention, even now that I'm old enough that I feel as though I've aged out of isekai's sensibilities, I would say ReZero holds the title as greatest isekai of all time.
Yeah, I saw a clip from season 3. Is it like peak anime? It looks pretty fucking crazy.
It's very good. Yeah, I watched it a month ago and I was like, oh my God, this is fucking incredible.
Nice.
But it's tough to get to through season 2 because season 2 is just a fucking slog.
Yeah. You know what we don't talk about enough?
What?
I keep going back to this anime, Mob Psycho.
It's just been done for
I know it's
6
been
years.
It's been done.
It's a 3-season show. It's been done for 6 years.
I know, we're always talking about, we're always comparing shit.
Yeah.
And I feel like Mob Psycho just isn't brought up enough in general. And I know it's done.
Mm-hmm.
I just keep watching the scene where the dude's teleporting and it's POV and you're the gun and then he's in front of you and then he grabs Boruto and he smashes him in different locations.
Yeah, bald Boruto is just putting his face into different glass panels.
It's just really peak, and I think anytime I see a solo leveling TikTok, I'm like, you fuckers missed Mob Psycho.
Yeah. It is probably the most underappreciated shonen of all time, I would say. In terms of how hyped it should have been and how much hype it received.
Yeah.
I would say. But all right, that's all we got this time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you checking in for another week of Otakus Anonymous. I have been NCMer23, also known as Nick. Daniel has been Daniel.
I've been Daniel.
And we will see you guys on the next one. Okay, goodbye now. Mwah.